Till I pay my dues, affiliated to this paper. I need freedom from my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping out just to unfamiliar coordinates. Topped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red is not one trillip. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing, I'm so wavy I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, right. West side boy, maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Game recognized game. I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang is different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound. Got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron. Better run for it, run before I catch you. Niggas out ball it, block it. Trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life. Don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you right. Real all in my blood supply. Get ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. If I say it twice, then I meant it right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. You know, co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It is good to see each and every one of you. If you can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you cannot hear me, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early, all right? Shout out to my man, DC Precise. What's good with it, bro? My man, Win Loser Rug in the building. Shout out to my man, John Guillory. We got Alonda in the house. Shout out to Jay Bird, and shout out to everybody who has not yet commented, all right? Good to see you all. Even better to see BTC at 100K. Right? Yeah, that's what's good. And it's only going up from here. It's only going up from here. All right. So we going to get into this, man. We got some interesting stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the historic, monumental Bitcoin 100,000. If you only had one Bitcoin ever and you kept it, you got $100,000, you know what I'm saying? Best scam in the world, right? And we're going to talk about some more interesting stuff. We're going to talk about what some folks is doing, all right? We're going to talk about what some folks is doing. Shout out to my man, Alpha Male Pimp Network. What's good with it, bro? All right? So check this out. Bitcoin tops $100,000. Shout out to the Bitcoin Hold Army, man. This is what is good right here. Look at this, man. They said it would never happen. Guess what? Guess what? It did. Yo, what's the current price of it? If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 103, 104,000 right now. It's going ham. You know what I'm saying? It's going ham. Bitcoin tops $100,000 as Monster 2024 rally reaches new heights. All right. The price of Bitcoin soared past the long-awaited $100,000 benchmark for the first time ever tonight. The move came after the S&P 500 and NASDAQ composites registered new closing records in the same day President-elect Trump announced his pick for SEC chair and Fed chair. Jerome Powell likened Bitcoin to gold. Run for it. Run. Hey, should we play the intro again? Paper chase. We on the paper chase. Should we play the paper chase intro again, man? If we should play the paper chase intro again, let me know, man. Because we're on the paper chase. But it looked like the paper chasing us, though. For real, for real. That's what it looked like. It looks like the paper is chasing us. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin is now up more than 140% in 2024 and 48% since the election. Let me ask you this. Shout out to the people that got 401ks, right? Look at this. We got to talk about Ripple too, may as well. Right? May as well. May as well. May as well talk about all this stuff, man. May as well talk about all this stuff. All right. Look at this. BlackRock expands its tokenized money market to fund Polygon and other blockchains. Dogecoin spikes after Trump announces Department of Government Efficiency. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Shout out to Alpha Male Pimp Network. Alpha Male Pimp Network want the intro again. If y'all want the intro again, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. Let me know. Let me know. Y'all want that intro again? Oh, John got it. You lucky, Alpha Male Pimp Network. John got you. John got you. Let's go. Oh.
Walk up in the
for it, run. Yeah, hey, okay, I'm fresh up out the package. Time I deal, I pay my dues. Affiliated to this paper, I need freedom for my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping off just an unfamiliar coordinate. Topped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red is not one trip. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing, I'm so wavy, I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated, forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, you're right. West side, born maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Game recognized game, I'm from the Bay. Okay, I'm versatile and my slang is different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound. Got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron. Better run for it, run before I catch you. Niggas outball it, block it, trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life, don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you right. Real all in my blood supply. Take it ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. If I say it twice, then I meant it right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. You know, co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.
We back. We back paper chasing. But it looked like that Bitcoin chasing us, though. That Bitcoin that Bitcoin chasing us. Gravity going up. Shout out to DC Precise. What's good with it, bro? Gravity going up. You know what I'm saying? The price of Bitcoin soared past the long-awaited $100,000 benchmark for the first time ever tonight. The flagship cryptocurrency was last higher by more than 4% at 103,544, according to Coinmetrics. Earlier, it rose as high as $103,844.05. Bitcoin is now up more than 140% in 2024 and 48% the last election. Now, we got to ask two questions, right? We got to ask two questions. The first question is Bitcoin outperforming people's 401ks and their savings accounts? If it is, give me a thumbs up. If it's not, give me a thumbs down. Second question, would the markets be looking like this if Kamala Harris won? Those are my two questions. Let me know. The move came hours after your boy, President-elect Donald Trump, announced plans to nominate Paul Atkins as the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Why would that make a difference? Why would that make a difference? See, people should have talked about this during the election. We talked about it, right? But people should have talked about this during the election. You know what I'm saying? Now, check this out, right? Check this out, because we got to go in on people, man. We got to go in on people, man, because we not letting off of people's heads, man. If the economy was the biggest issue, of the election, why was there so little economic content that was created or that was posted? Food for thought, right? Fulfilling perhaps his most important campaign promise to the crypto industry. There goes the crypto tangibles. Let me ask you guys a question. Who told y'all about the crypto tangibles? Here's a hint. Shout out to the monolith, right? Shout out to the monolith. Take notes. Vote for politicians who actually do what they say they're going to do. Because guess what? I didn't even vote for Trump. I didn't even vote for Trump. You know how everybody was sidestepping? A lot of people were saying that they was for the couch, but they was pro-Trump. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for anybody. I actually am on the couch. Actually, I was on the Bitcoin. I was on the Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? To replace Gary Gensler, who has become something of a villain in the crypto for the agency's regulation by enforcement approach to the industry under his leadership. It's a day for celebration for longtime Bitcoin investors who have held on for dear life, or HODL, through several of the cryptocurrency's boom and bust cycles, during which government and financial institutions remain dismissive, even hostile toward the asset class. Look at it now. Show me a chart of any type of investment vehicle that move like that. I can see why they call it a pyramid scheme. You see all them little triangles on there? I can see it. You see them? You see them 3 triangles? Yeah, it looked like Egypt, right? Oh man, they're gonna have to change YouTube, man. They're gonna have to change YouTube, man. I don't want no super chats. You know what I'm saying? I don't want none of that. I want Bitcoin. They're gonna have to do something to get the wallet address down there. You know what I'm saying? That's largely because of the cryptocurrency's anti-establishment roots. The original idea for Bitcoin was proposed at the height of the 2008 financial crisis. A peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Its founder, Satoshi Nakamoto, wrote in the Bitcoin white paper. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How could if the idea is to take away power, quote unquote, from the quote unquote system, right? How could anybody possibly in their right damn mind be against this? How? Somebody say pyramid. Somebody say pyramid, right? Look, hey, Carlton, check this out. When I was setting up the stream, I was walking past somebody who didn't invest in cryptocurrency, and they had seen the price of Bitcoin. Bro, look what they was doing.
You cheated! I'm going to tell on you!
I was like, hey, bro, what's up, man? Hey, yo, did you hear Bitcoin is $100,000 right now? They said $100,000.
You cheated! I'm going to tell on you!
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, man, oh, man, oh, man. In recent years, however, the industry has demonstrated the value of Bitcoin to much of the institutional investing world. Now, take a look at all these scam people. BlackRock, Fidelity, Invesco, and others launched the first spot Bitcoin ETF at the beginning of this year. Bitcoin's IPO moment and the growing demand for them by institutions has helped drive the price higher. Now, what's the name of that company that Kathy Woods works for? Shout out to Young Nine Facts. I ain't mad at that, bro. I ain't mad at that at all. What's the name of that company that Kathy Woods works for? Anybody know the name of the company that Kathy Woods works for? If I'm not mistaken, Kathy Woods' company just bought a lot of Bitcoin. And I cannot think of the name of her company. But her company just recently bought a lot of Bitcoin. All of these companies are buying a lot of Bitcoin. I had all of these Bitcoin, I had all of these crypto articles for y'all lined up. And then I had put them all in position to do a live stream. And then everything crashed. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna pull this up because we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Good look, Carlton. Carlton been doing his homework. Carlton been doing his homework, man. Shout out to Carlton, man. Throw some flames in the chat for Carlton. ARK Investment. Good. Yeah. Her company just bought some more Bitcoin. In November, Rick Wurster, the incoming CEO of Charles Schwab, said the firm is preparing to enter spot crypto trading, pending regulatory changes expected in the next Trump administration. On Wednesday, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said Bitcoin is just like gold, only it's virtual, it's digital, speaking at the Deal Book conference. Now, then why was he so against it then? Now, here's what's funny, right? The anti-cryptocurrency, I want y'all to pay very close attention. The anti-cryptocurrency Fed chair literally just came out and said that cryptocurrency is like gold. What y'all think about that? Let's just take time to digest that real quick. Let's just take time to digest that real quick. What do y'all think about that? The guy who was against crypto, literally just said crypto is like gold. What y'all think about that? Who y'all gonna believe? Who y'all gonna believe? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I gotta agree. If you guys agree with Carlton, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah. He further clarified people are not using it as a form of payment or as the store of value, and that's not a competitor, and that it's not a competitor for the dollar. It's really a competitor for gold. That's even more of a selling point, I would say, right? If you guys would agree, that's even more of a selling point. Give me a thumbs up. If y'all would disagree, that's not a selling point, then give me a thumbs down. We're witnessing a paradigm shift. After 4 years of political purgatory, Bitcoin and the entire digital asset ecosystem are on the brink of entering the financial mainstream, Mike Novogratz, CEO of Digital Galaxy, told CNBC. Now, I want to ask you guys the question. I want you guys to calculate the amount of opportunity cost that all the people who have been led away from dealing with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are about to lose out on. How much have they already lost out on? They already lost out on a potential 140%. Right? All this area under the curve. Shout out to calculus class. They already lost out on all this, right? Oh, well. Bitcoin had been widely expected to reach the landmark 100,000 level since the U.S. presidential election. However, excited investors sent Bitcoin closer to this mark much sooner than initially anticipated. It rose as high as $99,849.99 on November 22nd. There is much hope that President-elect Trump will deliver on several pro-crypto initiatives in the year ahead, including the establishment of a national strategic Bitcoin reserve or stockpile, no taxes on crypto transactions, and opening up the crypto public equity markets with more IPOs. Are you serious? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. We eat, bro. Facts. Shout out to AW1. Bro, we eating. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but thank you. Make sure you guys show that person some love for funding the organization and joining the organization. Definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Definitely appreciate you. That might be Satoshi Nakamoto right there. That's what it looked like. Does that mean Satoshi by any chance? So now here says, over the long term, I'm bullish. Novogratz added, it won't be a straight line up, and investors should always consider taking gains off the table. But with a pro-crypto administration about to take charge in the U.S., it'll be hard for the rest of the world not to take notice. Bro, we up. Look at this. Ethereum could be crypto's biggest Trump 2.2 beneficiary after investors nearly abandoned it this year. Man, listen, we got to talk about this. This might end up being a marathon stream. I don't want it to because I got stuff to do, but might be a marathon stream. Shout out to Satoshi. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? What is it? 0.00000001. We appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me see what else we got. Yeah, that's it right there. All right. So next, what we about to do is let's see. Hold on real quick. And of course. All right. Let me see. Hold on. All right. So next, what we got is we're gonna talk about Ripple real quick. All right. Now Ripple is down right now, right? Anybody know what the most recent price of Ripple is? Was it like 240? 230? People took all their Ripple and put it into Bitcoin, put Bitcoin over the edge. Ripple's XRP surges towards $3 as investors anticipate crypto-friendly Congress. CNBC Crypto World. All right. CNBC. Let me see. Hold on. Oh yeah, they're not saying anything on there. This is a good headline though. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a good headline. So that's cool. That makes that quick. All right. Let me see what we got next. Yeah, just the announcement of Trump picking the former SEC commissioner, Paul Atkins, to lead the agency. All right. So we're going to have to pay attention to Paul Atkins, and we're going to have to pay attention to some of these crypto initiatives and what they do. Yeah. Shout out to Carlton. Shout out to Win Lose the Rug and John Guillory. 230. Okay. That's still, Ripple kind of went wild, man. Ripple kind of went wild. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually, listen, I sold all my Ripple back in the day when it hit that $4 that one time. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of it back then. But I tell you what, though, as an OG crypto head, I'm happy to see Ripple back at those prices where it should be at. Because Ripple been through it the same way they put Binance through it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to see that. Now, I'm trying to tell you, y'all know what I mess with. I mess with crypto.com. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was why I was asking about Kathy Woods, Win Lose the Rug. It was what was the name of her company again? Whatever her company name was, they filed for a Solana ETF. You know what I'm saying? So here it says Trump nominates Paul Atkins to replace Gensler as SEC chair. All right, which is wonderful news. All right, wonderful news. President-elect Donald Trump has nominated pro-crypto Paul Atkins to replace Gary Gensler as the new chief of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. In a December 4th announcement, Trump highlighted Atkins' track record and experience as a former SEC commissioner. Trump wrote via Truth Social, Paul is the CEO and founder of Patamic Global Partners, a risk management consultancy. As co-chairman of the Digital Chambers Token Alliance since 2017, he has worked on and studied the digital assets industry. All right. A former SEC commissioner from 2002 to 2008, Paul strongly advocated for transparency and protecting investors, Trump continued. The nomination of pro-crypto SEC commissioner to replace Gensler was one of Trump's promises to crypto voters during his campaign and a highlight of his keynote address at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, let me ask you guys this. How is it that somebody can make a statement like this and people can listen to this statement, hear this statement, and not find a way to manipulate it for their own good? ARK Invest. Good look, John. Good look. Crow, man, listen, Crow is up. Look, hey, my average purchase price on Crow is 8 cents. Yeah, crow up. You know what I'm saying? Crow up. A lot of people out there eating crow. You know what I'm saying? I'm stacking crow. They eating it. You know what I'm saying? Despite threats of removal, Gary Gensler doubled down on his anti-crypto rhetoric in November before finally tendering his resignation on November 21st. Is it just something about like when you get a certain age, even if you're wrong, you can't admit that you're wrong and old and outdated? Is this something about age? I don't know, man. I don't know if it's like that about age. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty fluid for an older dude. I'm always willing to listen and hear some, you know what I'm saying, new information or some new ideas. I don't know what be wrong with these other ones. I agree 100%. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, as much as people dislike the current conditions, they are still comfortable with them. I would actually go as far as to make the assumption and the statement, right? I don't believe that people are uncomfortable with the current conditions. I don't believe that they are. I don't believe that they are. At this point, from my observations, what I see, stuff that people leave on the table, stuff that people refuse to do, I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it. I'm calling bluff. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling bluff. The industry reacts to Gensler's departure. Following news of Gensler's voluntary resignation and the results of the 2024 U.S. presidential election, crypto markets began pumping. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Shout out, you guys see the people in my chat that got these gold and purple badges on their membership? How long have I been telling people if Trump wins and you got some crypto, you're going to be in good shape? So if you don't have no crypto, get you some, you know what I'm saying? Stack some, save some. How long have I been saying that? If you had to put in, so 100%, if you had to put in $1,000 into Bitcoin, you would have got a 140% increase. You know what I'm saying? Right. People missing out on a crazy opportunity. What else is there? Bro, right. Y'all already know. What's the goal? What's the goal? Shout out to Satoshi for the Satoshi. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Satoshi for the Satoshi. Make sure y'all show Satoshi some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat for Satoshi for funding the organization. You know Blade bought all his stuff with Bitcoin.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
you know Whistler was straight up buying stuff with Bitcoin for that serum and all that. Blade and Whistler they just look like people that buy stuff off the black market. You know what I'm saying? They like Whistler just look like somebody that literally buys everything off of the dark web. Where you get that tobacco at? The dark web. Where you get that motorcycle? The dark web. You know what I'm saying? Where you get that leather jacket? The dark web. Where you find Blade at? The dark web. You know what I'm saying? 100. Actually, shout out to Carlton. $1 million liquid is the goal. Facts. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, if you would have bought XRP the night you did that quick stream, you would have got an effortless 100% return. Bro, exactly. Exactly. I'll tell you what, though. Y'all already know we going hard in the paint. We going hard in the paint this year. We about to finish the goal. We about to complete the goal early. We about to finish the game early. We about to finish the game early. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Analysts expect an altcoin rally to continue into 2025 as Gensler leaves office on January 20th. Now, here go the thing. Technically, right? Technically, the altcoin rally hasn't even started yet. Look at this. What is this? Mt. Gox moves $2.4 billion in Bitcoin just after Bitcoin surges past $100,000. See, it's about to be lit. This is what I'm saying. It's about to be lit. Shout out to Alonda. Alonda said there is a live that you did in 2021 which said if Trump gets back in the White House, crypto will go up. In fact, that statement is what launched Tales from the Cryptocurrency. Facts. Now, I've been doing Tales from the Cryptocurrency for a long time, just not on YouTube. Shout out to Shatera. Shatera used to be on the app that I used to be on where I used to do content. I used to do Tales from the Cryptocurrency on that app too. But yeah, I try to tell people this, man. Hey, at least just get a little bit of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Throw like, $10, like if you got Cash App, throw $10 into some Bitcoin every paycheck and don't touch it. Don't look at it. Just, you know what I'm saying? Maybe look at it like once a year and act like it's not there. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Windows Rug. Windows Rug said must still be watching the balloon popping videos, bro. Hey, let them watch it. Let them watch it. You know what I'm saying? Let them watch it, bro. And what's funny about it is, look, we're going to financially out-qualify everybody on that show. We're going to financially out-qualify everybody on them shows. You know what I'm saying? And then be stingy with it. Like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Now, this is what y'all was talking about. Filing for a Solana exchange-traded fund surged after Gensler's resignation announcement, with Bitwise, VanEck, 21 Shares, and Canary Capital all submitting applications to the SEC. Let me ask you guys this. What's going to happen to Solana's price if Solana's ETF gets approved, which if it's after 2025, more than likely it will. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. And also don't forget to subscribe to Tales from the Cryptocurrency, the channel. Hit that link that's pinned in the chat. All right. Oh, we definitely gonna talk about Michael Saylor. You know what? Hold on real quick. Let me take a look. Shout out to John. Let me look at something real quick. Let me look at something. Let me see. I think I put something in here with Michael Saylor. Oh, you know what? Yeah, hold on real quick. Let me look at something else real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah. All right, we good. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, let me take a look at this real quick. Hold on. Hold on real quick. All right, listen to this. Listen to this, y'all. Hold on. We're going to talk about Michael Saylor.
Bitcoin is digital capital, right? The world's going to be remade. There's a digital transformation in finance taking place. Everybody on Wall Street understands it. Everybody on Capitol Hill understands it. Everybody on Main Street understands it. It's like electricity or fire or the internet. Bitcoin is the only truly global capital market in the world. And so if you think about the volatility of it, the volatility is the price that you pay in order to create billions of dollars of credit and liquidity at your fingertips. We're buying all the time. We're buying every quarter. We're buying the lows, the mids, the highs. You know, I'll be buying the top forever because I'm expecting Bitcoin will continue to appreciate as digital capital. I think physical capital, real estate capital, financial capital, people are going to sell those things and they're going to move their money into digital capital. And it's going to be a trend for a long, long time to come. Bitcoin is.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many times do y'all hear me say death is outdated? People just don't truly understand the outdated nature of death yet, but death is outdated. It is, but people will see. You will eventually be able to tokenize your entire life as a piece of information, and it'll exist on the blockchain and in the metaverse. If you happen to have died, one of these days you'll just be conscious again. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. Pantera's chief legal officer, Katrina Paglia, also said that the SEC's lawsuits against cryptocurrency firms and blockchain projects would quietly go away after new leadership is installed in the SEC. It is estimated that the SEC under Gensler's leadership cost crypto firms $426 million in legal fees to combat the agency's targeting of the industry. According to Blockchain Association, the SEC initiated 104 lawsuits against industry firms between 2021 and 2023, despite industry executives repeatedly petitioning the SEC for clear crypto regulation. The time of lawfare against our industry must end, the Blockchain Association wrote in October of 2024. Okay. So, yeah, things are looking really, really good for cryptocurrency. Looking really, really good. Now, again, it's the same thing that I got to keep asking. I got to keep asking why none of this was discussed. Why was none of this discussed in the election content? Does that make any sense? If that makes any sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't make any sense, then give me a thumbs down. Mt. Gox moves $2.4 billion in Bitcoin just after Bitcoin surges past 100,000. All right. Long bankrupt crypto exchange. Look, long bankrupt. You see that? Moved over 24,000 Bitcoin to an unknown address after cryptocurrency struck above $100,000. So there's definitely some shade going on over there. Right? Definitely some shade going on. Long collapsed crypto exchange Mt. Gox moved over 24,000 Bitcoin worth nearly $2.5 billion to an unknown address on December 5th after the cryptocurrency hit a milestone of $100,000. Arkham Intelligence data shows the exchange moved 24,051 Bitcoin to an unknown address with no previous history, starting with 1N7J at 2:45 a.m. UTC on December 5th in its first transfer since November 12th. Mt. Gox move came just 12 minutes after Bitcoin crossed the $100,000 mark and less than a half hour before Bitcoin hit a high of $104,000 on Coinbase at 3:08 a.m. UTC per TradingView. It is unknown why Mt. Gox, which fell into bankruptcy in early 2014, has moved part of its holdings, but past similar moves have been the precursor to giving payouts to its creditor. The moves are usually seen as bearish for Bitcoin, as it could mean billions worth are heading to those who might sell after being unable to access their Bitcoin for over a decade. However, some analysts believe the sell pressure from Mt. Gox payments is overblown, as the market has already priced them in since they've been in the works for years. Mt. Gox creditors are also able to receive their payout in Bitcoin, and many creditors polled on Reddit in July after the exchange first payout said they weren't rushing to sell their stack. Yeah, most people are not rushing to sell their stack. Imagine those people that had Bitcoin and it was locked up back then, right? hey, we need to make that yeah, bro, we need to do that. What y'all think? DC Precise, Win, Lose, or Rug, what y'all think? Coon with Biscuit is wild, bro. We definitely need to do that. Coon with Biscuit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to PD. What's good with it, bro? Yo, we definitely need to do that. On pump.fun, bro, that's it. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's the one. That's definitely the one. You know what I'm saying? In October, Mt. Gox trustee managing a huge Bitcoin sum pushed the deadline to repay creditors out to October 31st of 2025, extending it by a full year. It said many creditors still have not received their payments because they have not completed the necessary procedures for receiving payments. The exchange still holds, look at this, 39,878 Bitcoin, worth around $4.1 billion after its latest big move, according to Arkham Intelligence data. Woo! Man, imagine that, man. Imagine that. Imagine that. Listen, people that got a lot of Doge, you know what I'm saying? People that got a lot of Doge, man. People that got a lot of Peppy, man. Listen, man. Shout out to everybody watching. If you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, please take a moment and hit the bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. Hey, I don't even know if you would call it that, bro. Alpha Male Pimp Network says, I'm cooning and shilling hard for cryptocurrency, shucking and jiving for crypto. That, if you ask me, that's shucking and jiving for self. You know what I'm saying? You get yourself right with some crypto, bro, you good. You ain't shucking and jiving or doing, you can't shuck and jive for a computer program. You know what I'm saying? For the blockchain. You know what I'm saying? I would say, go, man, look, ball out. Ball out. But the only thing is, with right now, though, the prices is kind of difficult to gauge a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AW1. AW1 said, yo, I got to admit it. I love when you do videos on that mirror because they're always so funny. You talking about Eric Adams? Eric Adams crazy, man. He wilded out today. He was acting up today. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin is a competitor to gold, not the US dollar. Reiterates the Fed's Powell. So, yeah, the Fed guy said that Bitcoin is a competitor to gold. Notice how he didn't say that Bitcoin is a scam. Did anybody notice that? You guys notice? If you guys notice that, give me a thumbs up. If you all don't notice that, give me a thumbs down. U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell also dismissed the idea that people see Bitcoin as a symbol of a lack of faith in the U.S. dollar. United States Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has reiterated his view that Bitcoin is a direct competitor to gold and it isn't a threat to the U.S. dollar. People use Bitcoin as a speculative asset. It's just like gold, only it's virtual. It's digital. Powell said at the New York Times hosted Deal Book Summit in New York on December 4th. Now, again, I got to ask you guys this question. Knowing, like, he knew this, right? Knowing this, why, knowing this, would you behave the way that you behaved and screw up the cryptocurrency market like how you screwed it up? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? The Federal Reserve Chair has made these comments before, comparing Bitcoin to gold during an event hosted by the Bank for International Settlements in March of 2021, when Bitcoin was trading at just 58,200. Those days are long gone. If you guys would agree, those days are long gone, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree and you think that those days might come back sometime soon, let me know when you think they might come back, because I'm going to set my thing up to make sure that as soon as it hit, to buy a little bit. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are highly speculative and they're not backed by anything, Powell said at the time, which is not true. That's a false statement. If you guys would agree that, quote unquote, this is a false statement, give me a thumbs up. If you would disagree, give me a thumbs down. When people say that Bitcoin is not backed by anything, they're comparing what the US dollar or other assets are backed by to what Bitcoin is backed by. Bitcoin is absolutely backed by something. Bitcoin, for one, is backed by over $1 trillion market cap. Bitcoin, for two, is backed by every single person that utilizes Bitcoin that has faith in the idea of Bitcoin and faith in the white paper idea. The same way the US dollar is backed by power. So if Bitcoin wasn't backed by anything, it wouldn't be worth anything. The price of Bitcoin is volatile because it adjusts very quickly to people's perceived worth of it. If there was no worth of it, that truly having no worth would be backed by nothing. So these are false statements when people make these kind of statements. And they'll say these kind of statements, they'll make these kind of statements with their chest out, and then that's just it in order to carry their narrative forth because they don't understand how it works. Most people that say that Bitcoin is not backed by anything have never dealt with Bitcoin, never used Bitcoin, never done anything with Bitcoin at all. You know what I'm saying? Right. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Facts. Facts, bro. Since those comments, Bitcoin has soared 70%, while gold has increased just 52%. I mean, again, Bitcoin is outperforming every single asset class. Every single asset class. Yet and still, you still got people sitting there saying not to get it. Okay, that's cool. More for us. At the Deal Book Summit, Powell also shot down the idea that people view Bitcoin as a symbol of people's lack of faith in the Federal Reserve and the U.S. dollar. I don't think that's how people think about it, Powell asserted. I don't think that Powell really has a good gauge on cryptocurrency, period, because he wasted his time while he was the Fed chair. When he could have been advancing the industry, he stagnated it.
Crypto, we were talking earlier also about Bitcoin, and it's going, it's rising. There's talk in Washington also about creating a Bitcoin reserve, actually. You do deal with currencies to some degree, and you have to think about some of these issues. How does crypto...
Hey, this dude, you see this dude right here? This dude right here is undeniably one of them folks. If you guys would agree, this dude right here is undeniably one of them folks. Give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Sit with you right now at a time when it appears that this next administration may legalize it in a much more broader way. I mean, it's legal now, but that there might be a much bigger groundswell for it.
So from the jobs that we have, what's relevant is really two things. One is just, what role should crypto assets be allowed to play in the banking system? We try to keep the banking system safe and sound. We regulate and supervise banks, and we would want the interaction between the crypto business and the banks to not just threaten the health and well-being of the banks. That's thing one. The other one just is, to the extent anybody's...
What about how the banks and the overprotection and coddling of the banks, what about how that has affected the crypto industry negatively? What about that? What about that? You see how biased?
Doing that through a bank, we would want the public to, if people are buying, crypto products and things like that, there's sort of a consumer protection aspect of it. But they should need to understand exactly what it is and that sort of thing. But we're not, we don't regulate it directly, and we don't have that big of a role.
Would you ever own it yourself?
I'm not allowed to.
You're not allowed to.
No.
One of the reasons.
How is he not allowed to own Bitcoin? Let's pause there. You're not allowed to own Bitcoin? How? Somebody make it make sense.
It yourself.
I'm not allowed to.
You're not allowed to.
No.
One of the reasons I wanted to actually ask you about Bitcoin is, to some degree, people think that is a symbol of people's faith or lack of faith in either the U.S. dollar or in the Federal Reserve itself, in terms of the system. What do you think of that idea?
I don't think that's how people think about it. I mean, it's so, people use Bitcoin as a speculative asset, right? It's like gold. It's just like gold, only it's virtual. It's digital. People are not using.
That's what people use it for now. That's what people use it for today. The OG people that used to use Bitcoin, yeah, they used it for a dollar substitute, because for the most part, they was doing shady stuff with it.
Using it as a form of payment or as a store of value. It's highly volatile. It's not a competitor for the dollar. It's really a competitor for gold.
No, it was a competitor for the dollar. Its use case has evolved. So let's not get it twisted. The use case for Bitcoin has evolved. Yeah, facts. Shout out to Carlton. Facts. He needs to tell us why he can't buy Bitcoin. Facts. So now here it says, when New York Times journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin asked Powell whether he owned Bitcoin, he responded, "I'm not allowed to." Liar. Powell, however, said he is fine with crypto companies doing business with banks as long as they do not, quote unquote, threaten their health and well-being. Again, what about banks and how they threaten people's health and well-being and other industries' health and well-being? Do you guys see the bias? Consumer protection was the other important factor Powell highlighted through the noted Federal Reserve doesn't directly regulate that area. Now look at this related article right here. Bitcoin was pronounced dead 415 times. Now it battles for 100K, and currently it's over 100K. It comes as Bitcoin rallied to $99,329 on December 4th, within arm's reach of breaching an all-time high and surpassing the 100,000 milestone, which we already know is here. Bitcoin price rally has in part been pushed by Donald Trump's presidential election win in November. That's painful for a lot of people to say. On a scale of 0 to 10, you know what I'm saying? With 10 being the most, how much pain do you think it causes people to say that? I would say 10. I would say, seeing how like so few people say it, it must hurt really bad. So I would say 10. Right. That's what I'm getting at. Shout out to John Guillory. So if banks can't fully control it, it's a problem, according to Powell, I guess. Banks have for a long time controlled the entire financial market. And Powell probably benefited from the control that the banks have over the financial market. That has changed. It is no longer the case. You know what I'm saying? Trump's win has resulted in an overhaul of the U.S. cabinet, with the president-elect choosing hedge fund manager Scott Bessent and Cantor Fitzgerald, CEO of Howard Lutnick, to lead the Secretary of Treasury and Commerce departments, shaping up what could be the most pro-crypto cabinet to date. Let me ask you guys this question. Did Trump deliver tangibles to the cryptocurrency community? And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. Did Trump deliver tangibles to the crypto industry? If he did, give me a thumbs up. If he didn't, give me a thumbs down. Trump has reportedly been critical of Powell's decision making, but the Federal Reserve chair has asserted he won't resign should Trump try to push him out, which now he said he's gonna. Meanwhile, Trump selected crypto advocate Paul Atkins to become the new chair of the Security and Exchange Commission after Gary Gensler announced he would resign when Trump is inaugurated on January 20th. Literally nobody is going to miss that guy. Shout out to Aristo Pat. What's good with you, bro? Literally no one is going to miss Gary Gensler. No one is going to miss him. You know what I'm saying? They probably going to do a celebration when he leave, for real, for real. Bitcoin probably go up to $200,000 when he leaves. Yeah. Shout out to Carlton. Yeah, fact. Shout out to Aristopat. Nobody gonna miss him, bro. Ain't nobody about to miss him. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the door hit you and the good Lord split you. That's what they're gonna say to him. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen for dropping this article in the Discord. If y'all not part of the Discord, make sure y'all join. All right. Or you will be lost in these conversations when we do these kind of streams. You know what I'm saying? U.S. government moves 54,897,092,549 Shiba Inu to new wallet. The United States government working with Shiba. The United States government out here buying meme coins. Y'all remember We Gonna Make It by Jadakiss? We got them cryptos that the government got. we got them cryptos that the government got. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. We gonna stake it. 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 Oh man, Rough Riders, you know what I'm saying? Rough Riders. A blockchain wallet linked to the United States government transfers over 54 billion Shiba tokens to a newly created wallet. Popular blockchain analytics platform Arkham Intelligence indexed the transaction on December 3rd at 1930 UTC. All right. U.S. moves over $54 billion Shiba. Specifically, the U.S. government transferred 54,897,092,509 SHIB tokens to the Ethereum wallet right here, with Shiba Inu currently trading at this amount right here. The tokens are worth around $1.67 million. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. That's a lot, right? And shout out to Aristopat. Facts. That much, yeah, bro. And it's the United States government that did it. The United States government been into crypto. We've been saying this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John. John said, bro, and they said this is a scam. Insane, the government over here moving Bitcoin and Shiba to wallets. Bro, facts. Shout out to Carl. Carl said, I'm Craig from Friday regarding Sheep. I told you. You ain't telling me shit. How to smell your shit for 24 years. You can smell mine for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So look at this. Look at this. Following the transaction, the sending wallet, which had links to the United States government, no longer own any SHIB tokens. In the meantime, the recipient wallet, with a total crypto portfolio of $33 million, has retained the assets. Now, this 33, pay attention to the 33. I always tell y'all, pay attention to that number, 33. You know what I'm saying? U.S. government sees huge return on Shiba Inu holding. All right. So, again, like I said, the United States government out here working with meme coins. They out here working with meme coins. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. government, look at this. The U.S. government has been holding the 54.89 billion SHIB tokens since earlier this year. In August, the Crypto Basic reported that the tokens were valued at $729,581, each priced at this price right here. Interestingly, the value has skyrocketed by 128.89% in less than 4 months to 1.67 million. Man, listen. What I want y'all to understand, listen, check, at the amounts of cryptocurrency that we have, when these super booms happen, this is what's going to happen to our shit. This is what's going to happen to our shit. These days are coming. The days of CRO being $1 are coming. The days of XRP being $5 are coming. The days of Solana between 500 and 1,000, they're coming. The days of having a minute amount of Bitcoin and being able to live off of the interest on your Bitcoin, it's coming. You will see it in your lifetime. You will see it in your lifetime. Not only will you see it in your lifetime, you will see it in your accessible lifetime. Like your lifetime where you still have quality of life. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, what about call? And listen, if call somehow finds itself on Coinbase, I think we will be quite okay. And I think there's a good chance of it. I think there's a good chance of call finding itself on Coinbase within the next 5 years. I'm in call for the long run. You know what I'm saying? I'm in that bad boy for the long. That's the finishing move right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the finishing move right there. This follows a surge in Shiba Inu's price. Now, pay attention to these price surges, right? This is one of the reasons why when we talk about this stuff, I'm so obsessed with buying the floors. I'm so obsessed with buying the floors. This is why. This is why. This follows a surge in Shiba Inu's price, which began last month after the U.S. election. In particular, Shiba Inu has rallied by nearly 100% since the November 5th election, soaring from around this number here to this number here on December 1st. And what's crazy, like if you look at that, that literally looks like virtually no change, but it's a huge change. Like that's 300% increase. You know what I'm saying? Currently, Shiba Inu is trading above this mark right here with the unit price there. All right, so here goes some other crypto transfers that happened. Data from Arkham suggests that the recipient wallet was newly created. Its first transaction occurred yesterday when it received $1 million in aggro from the same wallet that moved the Shiba Inu tokens. The wallet received other crypto assets from the U.S. government-affiliated address in less than 2 hours. They include, look at this, 4,815 Ethereum, $13.58 million, 631,959 power, which is valued at $199,000, $199,250. Okay. Meanwhile, the U.S. government-linked blockchain wallet also moved some crypto assets to another wallet, and this is an Ethereum wallet. You can tell because it starts with OX. 9CD, including 138,984 RLC, valued at 347,460, and 1,232 comp, valued at 106,430. Additionally, it also transferred 19,800 Bitcoin worth $1.92 billion to Coinbase earlier this week. So these are all the same wallets. These are all the same wallets, okay? It's worth mentioning that the U.S. government seized some of these funds from the FTX case following the exchange's epic collapse in 2022. Now, you know Trump got plans. You know Trump got plans for that crypto. That's why they're moving it around. What y'all think the plan is for what y'all think the plan is for the crypto? Now, there was a unique opportunity that occurred today, all right? How many people know what the word arbitrage means? Does anybody know what the word arbitrage means? If you know what arbitrage means, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the chat what arbitrage is. There was a unique arbitrage opportunity today. We talked about it briefly in the Discord. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show AW1 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat from my man AW1 for funding the organization. Definitely appreciate you, bro.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
Yeah, there was definitely an arbitrage opportunity today. We're gonna take a look at it. All right, because believe it or not, it actually it actually falls into some world news. You know what I'm saying? They declared martial law in South Korea. How many people heard about that? If you guys heard about them declaring martial law in South Korea, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not hear about them declaring martial law in South Korea, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, they declared martial law in South Korea. As a result of martial law being declared, there was a unique opportunity where in Korean exchanges, Bitcoin was valued at $65,000. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AW1. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat for AW1 for funding the organization and growing it. Definitely appreciate you, bro.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Definitely appreciate you. Now, you know, right? You know, like Michael Saylor or some of them people, you know, like Arkham Investments or, you know what I'm saying, MicroStrategies and all them, you know, they got notifications about this and gobbled this up like as soon as they could. And this is one of the important things about having them AI bots and that automated stuff. Because if somebody had seen this, you could have got you a little bit real quick and then boom, you'd have made $40,000 on that just in that little bit of time. This is shout out to Win Lose or Rug. This that stuff Win Lose or Rug be doing. There you go, right there. This the Win Lose or Rug move right here. This the Win Lose or Rug specialty stuff right here. Getting them quick big gains. You know what I'm saying? getting them quick big gains. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Martial law causes Bitcoin to crash to $65,000 in South Korea. Here's why. One analyst said South Korea's limiting of the market to a few players helped cause a sudden decrease in liquidity. All right. The disappearance of key market players and a liquidity crisis contributed to a $30,000 drop in Bitcoin prices on South Korean platforms after President Yoon Suk Yeol's declaration of martial law. Now, I don't know too much about that situation that happened out there, but does anybody know why they declared martial law? I haven't seen anything about it, and I would have liked to do a live stream about it and talked about it, but you know what I'm saying, we had just other priority stuff I had to get done. You know what I'm saying? But if I got time tomorrow, we'll see. I might do so. I might try to throw a video up about it or something. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? On December 3rd, Yoon imposed martial law during a live television address, citing a need to eliminate anti-state elements and address threats posed by North Korea's communist forces. The declaration triggered immediate market disruptions, with Bitcoin on the South Korean exchange Upbit dropping as low as 92 million won, which is about $65,000. Man, you could have did a triple flip. You could have flipped some dollars into some won and bought that. See that? Like, when I'm telling you, man, listen, when I get to when I get to where I want to be at, though, I'm gonna be getting those. Them look, I'm not missing nothing. I'm finna have an AI set up. About to be good. About to be good. One analyst attributed the sharp decline to a sudden disappearance of liquidity. According to trader LTRD, the lack of active participants caused an imbalance between bids and asks, resulting in a 10% spread during the crisis. Lack of liquidity sends Bitcoin to $65,000 in South Korea. Man, you know it's people mad. It's people actually crashing out and mad right now that they didn't get none. I know I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad about it. When I first found out about this was me right here.
You cheated! I'm going to tell on you!
That's how I was. Bro, that's exactly how I was. I said $65,000 Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, it's back up to 90,000. What?
You cheated! I'm going to tell on
you! Oh, man, I was rolling all around on the floor, beating the floor, man. I was mad. You know what I'm saying? Then I got over it. You know what I'm saying? In an X thread, trader LTRD said the drop would not be this brutal if the liquidity was normal. Still, they said that during the martial law declaration, all the players just disappeared from the market. Yeah, because it was martial law. The reason is simple. It is shockingly hard to enter the Korean market and trade there. This means that only a few players can provide liquidity and arbitrage those discrepancies. South Korean traders paid the price for limiting the market to only a few players, according to trader LTRD, who said the price volatility could have been mitigated with broader market participation. The trader also highlighted massive sell pressure on all instruments behind the sudden drop. Despite this, they said the market overreacted and the extreme price drop would not have happened if more liquidity providers had been participating. South Korean markets recovered back after martial law reversal. Hours after the martial law declaration, 190 lawmakers in South Korea's parliament voted to nullify the martial law declaration. Yoon accepted the decision and lifted the order, easing the tensions. Following the reversal, Bitcoin prices rebounded, trading at around 135 million won, which is about $95,000 at the time of publication. All right. Market observers noted that the temporary crisis highlighted the vulnerability of South Korea's cryptocurrency markets to liquidity shocks, particularly during times of political instability. All right. So again, that's one of the reasons why geopolitics and all of that really, really ties in deeply to the cryptocurrency market and other financial markets. Yeah, that was Eric Adams at that press conference. Facts. Shout out to Aristopat. Aristopat said the South Korean president is about to be impeached. I didn't know that. He was probably doing that to try to maintain his power and maintain his position. All right. So this is man, this is really annoying, man. This is annoying. You know what I'm saying? This is really irritating. But we're gonna talk about this. Now we talked about this in the Discord, right? Michael Saylor has it's not really a unique strategy, but he has a strategy that he uses to fund his business, which is called micro strategies, right? And it's a practical common sense strategy, and it's a practical common sense strategy that will be thought of by someone who really understands the way to use Bitcoin, right? Now, I actually use this strategy that Michael Saylor uses too in my own personal life. And this is what I was telling you guys about with my parents, you know what I'm saying, with the quote unquote low interest loan. Take that back in 2017, buy Bitcoin, pay it off, buy Bitcoin, pay it off, buy Bitcoin, pay it off. And of course, you guys know the saying, my people won't make me great. You know what I'm saying? So Michael Saylor uses a similar method. It's not the exact same, but it's a similar method of finance to that to fund his business. And now he's just buying massive amounts of Bitcoin, and everybody thinks he's a genius for doing some very basic debt leveraging, which is what he's doing. But the thing about Michael Saylor in this model that he uses to fund his company is that he's using debt leveraging with equity, right? He's using the debt to purchase equity that grows faster than the interest grows the debt. So understand what I'm saying here. Effectively, what Michael Saylor is doing, he's doing this. Imagine you have a credit card. The credit card has a 25% APY. Bitcoin on average increases, I don't know, maybe like 100, 200% per year. So that would be a 100, 200% APY. So he's buying equity that it accelerates in growth faster than the debt accumulates. So it's easy to pay it off. Let me see. Bitcoin yearly growth. What's Bitcoin's yearly growth rate? What is Bitcoin's yearly growth rate? Bitcoin average yearly growth rate. This is insane. This is insane. Hold on real quick. Okay, I'm about to I want y'all to see this. No, I didn't even know she had a meme coin. Yeah, and bro, listen, back in 2017, I told my parents, I said, take out a home equity loan on your house, buy Bitcoin, pay it back in full every single time it's due. Take the loan back out and buy more Bitcoin. If they give you an expansion on the loan, take the full expansion, keep buying Bitcoin, pay it all back, buy the Bitcoin, pay it back, buy the Bitcoin, pay it back. If you feel that that's too risky, only do half. If you feel that that's too risky, only do $1,000 the first year. Bump it up to $2,000 the second year. Mind you, this is back in 2017. I said, if you do this, you will make more money than you've made for your entire retirement, and you'll be able to do whatever you want to for the rest of your life. No one would listen. She did the meme coin and dumped on the buyers. She hawked to it on them. She spit on them buyers. Bro, look, your boy's been doing that, and you still can. You know what I'm saying? You still can. Michael Saylor gonna break it down now. See, but the idea is, check this out though, right? The ideal thing would not be to use a credit card, right? I just used the credit card just as an example. Of course, what you're looking to do is you're looking to invest. If you're going to do it like that, the idea would be to find the lowest rate, right, being applied to the debt and apply it to the fastest growing, highest rate asset. That would be the idea, right? So you wouldn't want to get something that's like 25%. Of course, you know what I'm saying? You would. That's why I told my parents a home equity loan, because that's the closest to the prime rate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you're going to be really close to prime on that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the lowest you're going to get for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So look at these annual returns, right? This is the annual return Bitcoin 10-year chart. All right. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. All right. So look at this. These are Bitcoin performance milestones. We just going to run through here real quick. All right. Now here go to Bitcoin total return, right? This is the yearly return. 2011, 1,473%. 2012, 186%. 2013, 5,507%. 2014, negative 58. It's only had 1, 2, 3 negative years. Now, even with these negative years, you should have made enough money in these years where it was positive to where you got enough money to cover these losses that you had. It's only 3 years where it's ever been in the loss. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? Then you go down here. This is monthly, right? But these are yearly. This is the total. This is what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin 10-year return. Let's say, look at this. Let's say you bought one Bitcoin on August 3rd of 2013 for $1,006. It was the price at the time. If you held that Bitcoin until August 3rd of 2023, it would have been worth $29,000. And your ROI for the 10 years would have been 2,546%. That's a 10-year return. So imagine if you like bought 10 years on the house, 10-year home equity loan, and spent the whole home equity loan on Bitcoin at $1,106. You'd be a millionaire. See? Shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Win, Lose, or Rug said the people that I learned from do that. Most recently, my boy took out a $100,000 loan to buy Solana when it was at $140. This is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. See, these look at this. Bitcoin multi-year returns compared from 2008 to 2023. Look at this right here. 3 billion. Wait a minute, this is trillion. 3,387,524,500%. Good Lord have mercy. This is, I'm about to put this, we putting this in the Discord. We need to study this chart. This is insanity. Listen, man. Hold on real quick. Finna put this right in the Discord. Because that is crazy broken down. I'm about to put this in the chat real quick too. Look, man, we could calculate so many opportunity costs off of that. All right, so there's that. We got it in there. See, that historical type data is extremely important. It's extremely important because you got to study it. Now, look at this. I want to show you guys this. Bro, this is why I always say the biggest scam for real is not getting no Bitcoin, for real. You know what I'm saying? That's the actual scam. Look at this. Bitcoin has an average annual return of $1,576. Or I'm sorry, 1,576%, and a total return of 18,912. Like it outpaces debt. And Michael Saylor saw that. Michael Saylor said, "Shit, I'm basically, if I take out debt and buy Bitcoin, I've basically converted my debt to being debt free. So I've created an interest-free loan for myself, theoretically. You know what I'm saying? So he's leveraging everything up against Bitcoin because Bitcoin is outpacing everything. If you guys understand what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. We're gonna take a look real quick and we're gonna watch Michael Saylor talk about it. Yeah, shout out. If you guys agree with Win, Lose, or Rug, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Win, Lose, or Rug said, at this point, folks are scamming themselves into permanent poverty. Bro, facts. Super fact. Listen, that's why I'm telling y'all, man. Anytime they have the 20% APY on Crow, I buy as much as I can. As much as I can. Because even if it goes down, I'm still making it back on the back end because it's 20% locked in for a year. You know what I'm saying? And it's 20% on top of what I got. It's certain things I don't have the stringent price requirements that I have, and it's because of other features like 20% APY. Oh yeah, I'm getting that all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Each day, everybody is reminded directly or indirectly that we are in the fourth industrial revolution. Now, investors, in fact, reminded today, well, every time you peek in your portfolio, but particularly today, right? You look at the top performing names in today's session. At the top of the list, Salesforce.com is surging. Now, here's the thing. It's all about AI. You know, and just earlier this year, Salesforce.com, the stock got hammered because they were falling behind. They had no real AI vision that the street could see. Down at 1.16% on the year. Now it's up over 40% on the year. And I got to tell you, I continue to marvel at these managers that have sort of written off the notion of a fourth industrial revolution and the key components from AI to Bitcoin and the blockchain.
Bro, we talk about the fourth industrial revolution all the time. Look, shout out to Carlton Wade. Carlton Wade said crypto.com has great incentives. They're even giving away 76ers basketball tickets. Bro, facts. To me, yeah, facts. Win, Lose, or Rug, bro. When I look at buying crypto, I look at it as buying dollars. I'm buying crypto to have more dollar bills. I'm paying my price with, like, I'm paying $10 today for $100 by the end of the year. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how I look at it.
I got to tell you something. I am a natural born Luddite. I always tell people, if I was around when NetLudd was around, I would have been breaking up weaving machines too. But I know that these moments have several things in common. That ultimately humankind enjoys richer existence because of the driven visionaries. But it's never an easy transition, and it's never without controversy. Today, we have two of those visionaries with us that the world will be talking about 100 years from now. Sam Altman later on in the show, and Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy's executive chairman and Bitcoin evangelist, joins us now. Michael, it's so good to see you in the flesh, my man.
Here I am.
Here you are. So let's talk about this because there are three things I want to talk to you about in this interview. First,
I ain't trying to be funny, man, but again, I don't have no hatred towards Michael Saylor, man. Shout out to Michael Saylor for having the resources to do what he do and doing what he's doing with Bitcoin. But it really irks me because all this stuff could have been done like decades ago. Like it's extremely irritating. It's extremely irritating. When I tell you, I've been trying so hard, at least since 2017, to get so many people to like wake up to this and just, you know what I'm saying, just fall flat. It's just fall flat. But shout out to the few people that do, man. You know what I'm saying? And the people that actually get to get some benefit. But, it's just like, it's like ridiculous.
I want to talk about this MicroStrategy approach to buying Bitcoin because it's got Wall Street on fire. Some people
and I'm not even going to lie to y'all. When I first got into crypto, I was younger. I wasn't, not bad, but I wasn't as, I've always been really disciplined with my money, but like now I'm to the point where like I'm like super stingy. Like I don't spend any little extra money that I have, I put it into cryptocurrency. I wasn't like that before, right? But back then, if I was the way that I am now, back then, I would be a millionaire already. I'd be out the game. For real. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Michael R. What's good with you, bro? Michael R said, shout out to you, Rob. I only have about $400 worth of Bitcoin. How do you know when the price is overinflated? At what point do you pull out before a bust? My strategy is to never, ever, 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 ever sell Bitcoin ever in my life, ever until after I'm dead. I'm going to try to set up some type of contingency where whoever my kids, they will be allowed to get the interest off of the Bitcoin, but under no circumstances will anybody that my Bitcoin has ever passed to, they will never be able to sell it. My Bitcoin is on eternal lockdown. The only time my Bitcoin will not be under custody of me or some type of agency representing me is when the world blows up. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, if you are purchasing Bitcoin, your strategy should never, if you invest in cryptocurrency, if you want to trade other cryptocurrencies, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like that's cool, whatever. I don't really trade no other cryptocurrencies like that. I accumulate. But whatever you do, never sell Bitcoin. Never, ever, 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 ever sell Bitcoin. Ever. Get you some Bitcoin. Put it in crypto.com where you get the 3% APY, or if there's anybody else that's got better interest rates, find a better interest rate and never sell it, ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hardcore old school cryptocurrency HODL person. I truly believe in that.
And some people aren't. So the strategy is essentially you're raising billions of dollars to buy Bitcoin. You have a convertible bond with arbitrage opportunities. Volatility is a financial engine. Usually volatility in this circumstance is a positive thing and also suitable for raising money in the future. So walk us through how does it really work?
Well, you've got one group of investors that want low volatility. They want a secure, comfortable ride. So we sell them a convertible bond. You've got other kinds of investors that want super high performance, the sports car. They're buying the equity. We borrow the money from the convertible bond market at 0% interest. We buy Bitcoin. We lever up the equity. So the equity out.
See, now listen to him explain this. He's going to explain it exactly the way that I explained it. Except for he's talking about, so when you use the bond market, you can for sure get that prime rate of interest. And that's why I use the example of a home equity loan.
On a secure, comfortable ride. So we sell them a convertible bond. You've got other kinds of investors that want super high performance, the sports car. They're buying the equity. We borrow the money from the convertible bond market at 0% interest. We buy Bitcoin. We lever up the equity. So the equity outperforms Bitcoin. And that's great for equity investors. And for the bond investors, they can't stand the equity risk. They don't want the downside risk, but they have a huge appetite for the bonds.
Why do they have, I saw one of the critics that said, who the hell is buying these? Who's buying them? They said, why would anyone buy them? They have 0% interest.
Well, one group of people would be long Bitcoin investors. They're going to buy the bonds because they get the upside of Bitcoin without the downside. Another group of investors are convertible arbitragers. They actually buy the bond, short the stock, extract sort of a risk-free premium out of the instrument. And they can only do that with a convertible bond. They can't do it with equity, and they can't do it with Bitcoin.
So again, you face a lot of critics with all of this. What do you say to people who are saying, hey, you're making up financial terms? Like, all the stuff you're kind of talking about is googly gop.
He's not, he didn't make up any financial terms. There's no financial terms that he made up. And you know how people be like, well, you're just on YouTube. How do you know? Listen, I got a master's degree in business. I graduated from Kent State University. You know how they like to dox and look people up on YouTube? Anybody that doxes and looks me up, it'll show right on the been verified all of my education credentials because I've looked myself up. I used to work for Fifth Third Bank. I've taken several fraud examination classes. Literally everything that he said was an actual term. It's not goobity gop. It's only goobity gop to somebody who doesn't understand it. So pay very close attention when people start calling certain things goobity gop. In our vernacular, quote unquote, plebiscite babble. Because the person who's doing the, as they call it, quote unquote, babbling might not be the plebiscite.
And it's made up, and it's just sort of taking advantage of a moment in time when there's sort of a financial hysteria around the world, and it's not sustainable.
Well, I would say that public companies exist to issue securities. So some fixed income investors, they want a guaranteed coupon or they want low risk and they want to participate without the volatility. Others want to make an investment. If you want to invest in New York City, you can either buy the real estate or you can invest in a company that borrows a lot of money to develop 10 times as much real estate. So we're offering investors whatever degree of risk and performance they want. And there's hundreds of trillions of dollars in the capital market that absolutely has to buy a security, and they cannot buy the commodity.
Right.
So we're serving their need.
The volatility as a positive from your perspective, I think you called it or equated it to fire some earlier in the week. Explain that part of it.
Listen, I want to ask you guys this, right? Because we got to do the critical thinking. Why would volatility be a positive? And it's very simple. It's a very, very simple answer. Why would volatility be a positive? How are risk and return correlated? And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. Facts. Shout out to John. John says, because that is how you get the great gains. Facts. You have to have risk in order for there to be return. That's why the quote-unquote risk-free assets, quote-unquote, like bonds and CDs have such a low interest rate because there's little volatility. And with little volatility, there's little opportunity for return, less risk.
Well, imagine I have a 40-ton weight in my backyard. It's a sculpture. That's US dollars on the balance sheet. Imagine I take the 40-ton weight and I put it on a flywheel and I spin it 60 RPM. That's a turbine. Now imagine I extend the arm a bit and I get it to go 120 RPM and I plug it into a power plant. Now I've got a reactor. And so what MicroStrategy is doing is we're tapping in that volatility. We're using $40 billion of capital to capture the energy. We're powering our equity forward and we're benefiting the entire crypto economy and the conventional capital markets.
So Michael recently had a chance to address Microsoft to explain them the value of all of this Bitcoin. And you're obviously proud of yourself. We saw your video. I think it was like 17 takes. But
21 times.
21 times. Not bad. Not bad. I think one time it took Earl
Shout out to
Campbell
my man Leonard. What's good with it, bro?
59 times to do one commercial. I think it's a great opportunity, though, to borrow some of these slides to educate also the audience, because not everyone knows the benefits. So obviously, I wanted to start with this because it dovetails into the whole conversation of the fourth industrial revolution, this technology wave, digital capital coming right after, of course, the personal computer down to AI. What distinguishes this, the digital capital?
Look, when we saw digital...
Now, check this out, right? You see this? It says Microsoft can't afford to miss the next technology wave. Investors can't afford to miss the next technology wave. We can't afford to miss the next technology wave either. So all of these things, personal computer, graphic user interface, internet, mobile computing, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, digital capital. These are all things that people should learn, skills, how to maintain, how to troubleshoot, how to operate with, and companies who have the leading products and invest in these type of things and see what the government is putting in investment in. It is not rocket science. I want you guys to pay very close attention to this. It is not rocket science. The reason why people do not capitalize off this type of stuff is because they do not want to spend the extra 2 or 3 seconds that's necessary to be able to figure out what is a good versus bad investment. It's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that hard.
Photos transform. A lot of people didn't get the fact that Kodak was going to get replaced by Instagram and Facebook, but they get digital photos. Digital capital is what happens when your long-term store of value goes from a building or goes from a portfolio of stocks to a digital asset like Bitcoin. Bitcoin represents the digital transformation of hundreds of trillions of dollars of capital in the world.
Right.
No one expected to see it, so they don't quite get what it's going to be, except for the fact it's worth all the money in the world.
So let's talk about that, because you do have you have a couple of slides showing assets around the world. First, okay, let's start with this from again geared toward Microsoft, but some critics would say when you talk about digital capital being economically and technically superior, no tax. I mean, that doesn't mean it can't be taxed in certain jurisdictions at some point. No torts.
Look, you see this, right? Digital capital is economically and technologically superior. Listen, I've tried to explain this to people like this. People say some crazy stuff, and sometimes it irks me. I'm gonna buy me some real estate. I'm gonna get me some land. I'm gonna buy me some real estate. I want you guys to go and look and see how much it costs to maintain a property. See how much space a property takes up. Then I want you to look at the yearly return on that property versus the yearly return on Bitcoin, which takes up no space except for a few megabytes in a wallet. Yeah, I agree. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. If you guys agree with Win Loser Rug, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Win Loser Rug said people immediately disregard the info when work is required on their part. Most wait until they're fed up to act. Bro, facts. You got a YouTube. Look, this is the funny thing. You got a YouTuber like me who looks at this stuff constantly all day. And then, I make a YouTube video like, let's talk about this stuff, right? You don't even have to do any research. You know what I'm saying? Like, just watch a couple of Tales from the Cryptocurrency videos or live streams. You ain't even got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to, like, what's hilarious about the Tales from the Cryptocurrency content? This is the least watched content. And this content has actually got a dollar value on it. People in the comment section actually have made decent money off of listening to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like this, how you guys send me super chats. Like, this is the super chat for the people in the comment section. Like, this is my super chat to y'all. And like, if people don't take advantage of it, it's crazy to me. Crazy to me.
Legal issues are going to come up. No regulatory. I mean, these are great points, but are they forever points?
The point is, I got $100 million in New York City and I buy a building. I got to worry about someone slipping and falling on the sidewalk and a property tax. But if I can snap my fingers and teleport the building to Zambia, Central Africa, or to Monaco, all of a sudden it's a teleportable building. And of course, if I don't have any tenants in the building, I don't got to worry about them defaulting. Right. So digital capital is the ability to move the money at the speed of light anywhere on Earth and program it on a computer. There's a lot of people that are going to want that rather than having, pick a country in Africa where you want to invest your life savings in a building.
Right.
Forever.
Yeah, let's say Angola.
Right. And what happens if the government fails? You lose everything.
Exactly.
But if you could put the building in your pocket and go to the place where you like the government, maybe you get to keep your money.
Right. Let's talk about how it's going to grow. So in your presentation, you have this slide twice. The first one, right now, Bitcoin is $2 trillion. You're saying in 21 years, $280 trillion. How do we get there?
What I'm saying is the wealth in the entire world is growing because of innovation, because of technology, but also because of inflation. And people are thinking to sell their Central African real estate to buy Bitcoin, or sell their Siberian natural gas to buy Bitcoin, or sell their Argentine currency to buy Bitcoin. So as people migrate their capital into this global monetary asset, that asset class is going to grow faster than equity, faster than gold, faster than real estate.
But also, did I read somewhere that you're saying each Bitcoin would be worth the equivalent of $13 million?
Yeah, well, when you crank in the growth rate.
Did you hear that? Now, Michael Saylor is invested in making this happen. Shout out to John. John said now it will be hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands on a live stream talking about gender warring, drama, and other nonsense, but something that can retire you and set you up for life less than 20. What can you do? I tell you what we can do. HODL. Buy an HODL. Did you hear what he just said? $13 million, bro. $13 million. And that's just Bitcoin. He ain't even talking about nothing else. He's not talking about Solana, not talking about Ethereum, not talking about any of the other cryptocurrencies. He's just talking about Bitcoin right now at the current moment. Shout out to Tarek. What's good with it, bro?
To move the money at the speed of light anywhere on Earth and program it on a computer. There's a lot of people that are going to want that rather than having, pick a country in Africa where you want to invest your life savings in a building.
Right.
Forever.
Yeah, let's say Angola.
Shout out to Tarek for being a like enforcer. Make sure y'all throw some like enforcers in the chat. If y'all haven't smashed the like button yet, do me a favor, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit that bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. So now, shout out to Michael R. I don't know if Michael, if you're still in here or not, but bro, do you now see why I said never ever sell Bitcoin? You just need a tenth of that, and you good. How many videos have you guys seen on YouTube? Those videos that say all you need is a tenth of a Bitcoin to be good. All you need is a tenth of a Bitcoin. All you need is a tenth of a Bitcoin. There's a reason why them videos is out there. There's a reason why those videos are out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And what happens if the government fails? You lose everything.
Exactly.
But if you could put the building in your pocket and go to the place where you like the government, maybe you get to keep your money.
Right. Let's talk about how it's going to grow. So in your presentation, you have this slide twice. The first,
bro, here's how you get rich. If you have $1 million in an asset, the interest on $1 million at 20%, that's $200,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? That's $200,000 a year. Once this super surge happens with cryptocurrency, which is going to take place probably within the next any day now till maybe 10 years, with the small amount of money that many of us have right now, what we have invested right now, we will all be able to just live off of interest very comfortably. You feel me? So it's not like you're not ever touching it. You have to make it work for you. You have to make it work for you. Here's a question, right? You said you have $400 of it. $400 of Bitcoin. How do you get rich if you get rid of it before it gets to $13 million? I used to have multiple Bitcoins, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like back when Bitcoin was like $1,500, I had like 7. Bro, I would have $700,000 right now if I wasn't messing around and trading and doing all kind of stuff. I used to have like 30,000 Cardano, trading them off and, you know what I'm saying, you know, whatever. I would have $30,000 in Cardano right now if I had never traded it. You know what I'm saying? And when you utilize things like crypto.com or when you utilize like the staking on Coinbase, you got 16% on DOT, you know what I'm saying? 13% on Atom, 6% on Solana. Imagine 6% on Solana once Solana hits 1,000. Because I got a couple Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple Ethereum. And the interest rate is only 2%. But I got a couple Ethereum. And at that 2% interest, with the growth over time, you get a decent amount of crypto back. You know what I'm saying?
First one, right now, Bitcoin is $2 trillion. You're saying in 21 years, $280 trillion. How do we get there?
What I'm saying is the wealth in the entire world is growing because of innovation, because of technology, but also because of inflation. And people are thinking to sell their Central African real estate to buy Bitcoin, or sell their Siberian natural gas to buy Bitcoin, or sell their Argentine currency to buy Bitcoin. So as people migrate their capital into this global monetary asset, that asset class is going to grow faster than equity, faster than gold.
Exactly. Look, so check this out. So like what I do with Crow is almost like a reverse. It's almost like a reverse what Michael Saylor does, right? Like Michael Saylor buys debt, right? Michael Saylor will buy debt and then, you know, put it in Bitcoin for the APY. I buy that Crow and then put it in Crow for the APY. So there's no debt, and I'm putting it in an asset that's continuously increasing. Plus, it has a fixed APY. You know what I'm saying? Bro, listen, I'm telling bro, listen, if it's one, I'll tell you what, if there's one thing that will get your mind right very quickly, is when you think about crypto that you wasted or Bitcoin that you wasted, and you think about your current situation today. Bro, I'm telling you that, like, I'm so super focused on getting my crypto together, there's literally nothing could throw me off. Nothing. Like, bro, it's like laser, like them thumbnails on YouTube with the laser eyes, bro. I'd be like laser eyes on it with the crypto, for real.
Faster than real estate.
But also, did I read somewhere that you're saying each Bitcoin would be worth the equivalent of $13 million?
Yeah, well, when you crank in the
each Bitcoin will be worth the equivalent of $13 million. Hey, Michael, do that answer your question about getting rich? Did that answer your question about getting rich?
Also because of inflation, and people are thinking to sell their Central African real estate to buy Bitcoin, or sell their Siberian natural gas to buy Bitcoin, or sell their Argentine currency to buy Bitcoin. So as people migrate their capital into this global monetary asset, that asset class is going to grow faster
than the rest
than
of
equity, faster than gold, faster than real estate.
But also, did I read somewhere that you're saying each Bitcoin would be worth the equivalent of $13 million?
Yeah, well, when you crank in the growth rate, which for me, the base case is 29% a year on average for 21 years, that gets you from where we are today to 13 million a coin in the year 2045.
All right, so we've talked about the financial parts of this. You and I have had great conversations in the past about the humanitarian part of this, right?
2045, we will all be naturally, right? Hopefully nothing out of the ordinary or weird happens. In most cases, most of us will still be alive in 2045. Yeah, my old ass will still be alive in 2045. Shout out to Two Factor. What's good with you, bro? Look, shout out to Michael. Michael said, thank you. I was just wondering what to do. Here's what you do. Listen to me. Go in the Discord, get somebody's crypto.com referral code. Okay? Whoever put their referral code in there first. Use their referral code to sign up to crypto.com. Put that $400 of Bitcoin into the 3% Bitcoin APY and don't touch it. And then just keep putting it in when the APY is over. That's what you do. That's what you do. Don't ever touch it.
And I want to talk about that. You just mentioned Africa, for instance. Bitcoin's philosophy and political promise. This is an article from 2022. It's not just a decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It's more, right? This is what this article is saying. And it's going to have an impact on economies, philosophy, politics, human rights, and society. That is huge to live up to.
Bitcoin is a protocol for prosperity. Fire, electricity, steel, English, mathematics. You would give them to the world. Bitcoin is an economic protocol. Once you master Bitcoin, you can figure out how to save your wealth, how to economically prosper. It works for a country, a company, a family, an individual. Nobody owns it. It's a utilitarian, egalitarian entitlement, just a good for the world. That's why I'm so enthusiastic about it.
And particularly underdeveloped nations, right? I mean, this is what we're really talking about, a way for them to catch up. I mean, right now, if you're an underdeveloped nation and you want to try to catch up, you're at the whims or the mercy of the IMF or the World Bank, who, quite frankly, they have rates sometimes that are like, that makes the mafia blush, right? I mean, to me, you're always going to be an underdeveloped nation if you have to go to the World Bank to borrow money.
If you're a type 1 diabetic, you can eat continuously and you'll starve to death because you cannot store organic energy. If you don't have a capital asset like Bitcoin, I can send billions or tens of billions of dollars to Africa. You can make billions. The money will just drain out of your capital structure because you're storing it in a currency which is collapsing faster than you can actually generate it.
Will countries, will large industrialized countries allow this to live up to its promise? It's one thing to say it's a $2 trillion asset. It's another to say, hey, eventually this.
Now, see, here goes the thing, right? Now, the guy on Fox News is asking, will industrialized countries allow that? We already know it's got the green light at the very least for the next 4 years, right? It's got the green light at the very least for the next 4 years. So now is the time. And you should already be coming into the game with a little bit stacked.
This will replace fiat currency, which a lot of folks believe it will.
I think you got to keep in mind money bifurcates into currency, the medium of exchange, of which the dollar is the world reserve currency, and capital, the store of value, of which right now real estate and equity portfolios are the world reserve capital. Bitcoin is emerging to compete with equity and real estate as world reserve capital. But those Africans, they can't buy real estate in the US. They can't buy equity in the New York Stock Exchange. It's global capital. And once you understand that, you realize that every nation that respects property rights is going to support Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If you go communist, full-on socialist, North Korea, Cuba, they're going to expropriate your property. But any place where people respect property rights and they give you a chance for capitalism and freedom, they're going to allow you to have Bitcoin. And the competitor really is the Vanguard 500 is going to get demonetized a little bit. And then instead of buying a real estate portfolio and a third apartment, you buy some Bitcoin. And I don't think that's threatening to anybody.
Well, the Trump administration, no, because they're talking about a strategic reserve. But, again, these nations that are in trouble, maybe. I do want to point out, I always talk to people about this, like YAP stone money. A lot of folks don't realize, it was worth something, in part because it was so dangerous.
Shout out to John. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat for John. Yo, Mike, John got his referral code in the Discord for you. Oh, shout out to Two Factor. Two Factor said, bro, explain that crypto.com crypto earn deal again. Yeah, see, crypto.com is one of the only places that I know that actually pays like interest on Bitcoin for like a lockup or for storing it. You know what I'm saying? So Michael R was saying he didn't know what to do with his Bitcoin, and he got $400 worth. That's enough, I believe, I think that's like one of the lower amounts that you could put into that 3-month lockup for the 3%. So, if he puts it in that 3-month lockup, at the end of that 3 months, he'll get that 3% APY. Does Coinbase let you lock up the Bitcoin? I don't think Coinbase lets you lock up Bitcoin. Do they pay APY on Bitcoin? I might have to start. I might have to look into that. How much they pay? I definitely am going to have to look into that because I'm going to need to throw some over there too.
Dangerous to go to other islands to get it, to bring it back home and to manufacture it. So there is a certain inherent wealth. All right, the third part of this, I guess.
Yeah, it's in the. Hold on, real quick. You should get a notification. I'm gonna just tag you real quick. All right, there you go. Did you get the notification? You should have got the notification.
You got to talk about your saga because you are such an amazing story. This right here, the headline from the New York Daily News in March.
Now check this out. On crypto.com, they're letting you store US dollar coin and US dollar tether for 15% APY. Yeah, I think it's only 3%, but to me, if anywhere you can get any free Bitcoin, I'm down for it.
2000 lost $6 billion in a day. Hotshot tech CEO loses his fortune. I mean, they blamed you for this massive crash in the stock. How did you deal with this then and stay focused to get to where you are right now?
It's very humbling. It reminds you sometimes that you need a good team and you can't do too much too fast. I wish I'd had Bitcoin back then. My life would have been a lot easier. I think having lived through all the difficulties of my 30 years in business.
So look at this. This is Michael Saylor. He lost $6 billion in a day. Hotshot tech CEO loses fortune as his company's stocks plunges 140 points. How many people knew about that? I didn't know about that. If you guys knew about that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't, give me a thumbs down. I didn't know about that.
When I got to the point where I saw Bitcoin, I realized the elegance of.
Did you have a eureka moment when you put it all together? Was there like a eureka moment? You ran out of the house with a bath towel on, like I figured it out.
Yeah, it's everybody working themselves to death as hard as they can. They can't get ahead,
yeah.
and that's because you're trying to do too much, but you don't have the right savings technology. And so Bitcoin was that way out of doubting myself to death.
Of course, you still have detractors now. Give me an example. I'm sure you know Jim Chanos, for instance. Of course. Famous hedge fund manager known for shorting companies. He shorted Enron. This is just a recent tweet where he went after you. Now, part of this probably is because you crushed him. I mean, let's face it, he was short your stock for a long time, and I'm sure he's gotten hammered. But there are other people out there that are saying this whole thing, again, getting a little bit back to what we were talking about earlier, it's just sort of a P.T. Barnum act. What do you say to the folks on the street that still don't get it?
Well, I think there are a lot of successful, well-known people that just don't understand digital capital. I mean, there were successful people running Kodak. There's successful people running Xerox, and there are successful people that didn't care for the automobile or electricity. I think another decade and they'll start to appreciate it. But right now, you're going to have a lot of rich, famous people that are skeptical until they put in 100 hours to learn about Bitcoin.
I was just telling my team, I read an article recently that 20 years after the invention of the automobile, there was a movement to get rid of it. They said, we tried it, it didn't work, it's slow, it's not as reliable as a horse and buggy. So to your point, maybe it takes some time. I can't let you go without talking about the future after you pass away, because you've talked about establishing a sort of mission, a charity to support Bitcoin and the adoption of Bitcoin.
Now, I want you guys to pay very close attention. Do you see how Michael Saylor has a plan for after his death? You guys see how I told you guys about my plan for my Bitcoin trust, so to make sure that it never gets sold, so that my family always has something of mega value to be able to pay them out? This is what I'm talking about. Michael Saylor says, when I'm gone, my stock, my shares, my assets flow into a public charity whose mission is to support Bitcoin and the adoption of Bitcoin forever. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Michael R. was talking about that $400 in 2045. That could be $400,000. Anybody who's investing in cryptocurrency right now should guard their cryptocurrency with their life and make it so that your cryptocurrency wallet right now, when it blows up to the millions that it will be, it is always enough to make sure to keep your family grounded and to make sure that your family cannot do anything except for receive payments from it, and that it stays with your family. And I'm telling, and in that way, dad will always be taking care of the family. And this is what I'm telling y'all about death is outdated. You know what I'm saying?
Forever. What does that look like in your mind?
Well, you know, I'm reminded of the fact that Rockefeller contributed a lot of money to a lot of causes, and 100 years after his death, people are criticizing him for something that one of his charities is doing right now. So sometimes you got to be careful about big charity. But what I would say about Bitcoin, which is just wonderful, is if you accumulate a lot of wealth in Bitcoin and you just burn the keys when you leave, you're making a pro rata contribution to everybody that owns Bitcoin in the world based upon their contribution and their knowledge of Bitcoin. So I think that supporting...
Shout out to John. John said, Rob, I just got a crypto.com ad. Keep going, bro. You got a sponsor we can all get behind. Bro, facts. If y'all haven't smashed that like button yet, do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. Yo, they say them crypto ads, they pay good, too. They say them bad boys got a crazy APY. I'm not too sure. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, but we'll see.
Bitcoin as a protocol for prosperity is just a great thing to do. And otherwise, I think, you know, take the Bitcoin with you.
Yeah. Will you be known more for the economic success or the humanitarian success?
I hope I'm known for having taken the torch from Satoshi and went on to commercialize Bitcoin with corporations and governments decades after he passed.
All right. Let's remember what happened to Prometheus. Let's hope that doesn't happen to you as you try to pass the torch on.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think Satoshi had what Michael Saylor is doing in mind. I just got this feeling. I don't think Satoshi had that in mind, but it is what it is. I ain't mad at Michael Saylor for, you know what I'm saying, evolving and adopting and adjusting, you know, and, you know, coming up with a Bitcoin strategy that's working for his prosperity. You know what I'm saying? Look at this, man. Hold on real quick, man. Hold on. Cointelegraph just dropped a crazy video. They just dropped a crazy video that we got to take a look at because they're talking some wild numbers. All right. They're talking some wild numbers. Let's take a look at this. Hold on real quick. Now, I want y'all to make sure that y'all hear every word of this. Okay. I want to make sure that y'all hear every word of this. And shout out to everybody watching. If you guys have not smashed that like button yet, please do me a favor, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. All right, check this out right here. This is wild.
The United States adding Bitcoin to its national reserves could propel the price of BTC to unprecedented levels. With Donald Trump back in the White House, the concept of a strategic Bitcoin reserve is rapidly moving from speculation to serious conversation.
We would have an asset that's growing in value while our own dollar is decreasing in value.
Country now holds 232,000 Bitcoin. We think that Trump could bump that up to over 1 million.
But just how likely is it to happen? And what could it mean for the future of Bitcoin and the global financial system? Let's dive in. Let's first understand what.
So now let me ask you guys this question. How many of y'all think that Trump is actually going to be able to successfully set up this Bitcoin strategic reserve? Do you guys think that that's something that he's actually going to be able to do? If you guys think that that's something that he's actually going to be able to do, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that that's something that he's going to be able to do, then give me a thumbs down. I think he actually has legit plans to set that up. Now, if he'll be able to do it or not, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
National reserves are. These are the assets a government holds to protect the country's financial stability during crisis. They often include gold, foreign currencies, and other resources like oil. The key question here is, could Bitcoin be added to this list of vital economic tools? Proponents say that Bitcoin's limited supply and decentralized nature makes it a strong hedge against inflation, much like gold. Furthermore, adding Bitcoin to national reserves would diversify, spreading risk and creating a more balanced portfolio. Trump himself suggested that.
Hey, look, shout out to y'all, man. Hey, look, for a Tales from the Cryptocurrency stream, 20 people in the live stream, that's not bad. That's not bad, man. Shout out to y'all, man. That's not bad. Look, am I lying? It must be a couple new people tired of being broke. You know what I'm saying?
That such a reserve could help tackle the U.S. debt, using Bitcoin's potential for long-term growth to strengthen the country's financial position. However, Trump's vision for a Bitcoin strategic reserve is fairly broad. It could just mean the U.S. would stop selling the Bitcoin it has already confiscated during criminal investigations. This stockpile alone could significantly contribute to a future reserve. But there is a more bullish scenario. Senator Cynthia Loomis introduced the Bitcoin Act in July. Under her proposal, the U.S. would purchase up to 200,000 Bitcoin each year for...
Man, what? They got a House resolution to do this? The Department of Treasury must purchase 1 million Bitcoin over a 5-year period and hold the Bitcoin in a trust for the United States. All Bitcoin held under this trust
would purchase up to 200,000 Bitcoin each year for 5 years, eventually accumulating 1 million Bitcoin, roughly 5% of the total supply. This reserve would be managed through secure Bitcoin vaults under the US Treasury. So this plan would not require additional debt, but rather suggests reallocating existing Federal Reserve assets like bonds and gold to fund the reserve. Loomis believes Bitcoin's long-term growth potential could help the US reduce its...
Right. Shout out to John Guillory. The new people sitting up there like this, they're looking at their wallet like...
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
National debt by half in just 20 years.
What that does is help.
Man, listen, they coming in aggressive with it, man. They are coming in aggressive with it. They're coming in aggressive with it. Trump coming in, changing the Treasury or changing the SEC chair. This lady coming in with this resolution to buy all these Bitcoin. They're not playing, man. They're not playing.
Us protect ourselves against inflation and protect the US dollar on the world stage.
These legislative efforts are already making progress at the level of individual states. For instance, Pennsylvania recently introduced a bill allowing its treasury to allocate up to 10% of state funds into Bitcoin. If successful, these state-level initiatives could set a precedent for federal adoption of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So how realistic is the scenario of a Bitcoin reserve being adopted by the United States? At the time of recording, Polymarket shows a 24% chance that the US will establish a Bitcoin reserve under Trump's presidency. Given that Republicans control the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the White House, there's a strong chance the Bitcoin bill could pass quickly. Loomis is optimistic. She believes the bill could be approved within the first 100 days of Trump's presidency. However, there is an alternative route. Analysts at the Bitcoin Policy Institute...
Check this out, John. Check this out. What if they get that 100 million Bitcoin? And the price of each Bitcoin goes up to that 13 million that they was talking about. That would be crazy. And what's even crazier about it is I still don't think that figure. Not well. If they got a million Bitcoin, and each Bitcoin ended up becoming $13 million, yeah, that would be wild. They would, believe it or not, they would be able to pay off the national debt. They'd be able to pay off the national debt doing that. Because if they had 1 million Bitcoin, look at this. Look at this. Watch this number real quick. Hold on. Look at this. This is about to be crazy. Hold on. Let me grab this calculator real quick. So that would be 1 million Bitcoin, right? And at 1 million Bitcoin, each Bitcoin would be $13 million. What's the national debt? Is the national debt higher than 13 trillion? How much is the national debt? I think the national debt like in the 100 trillions. So never mind on that one. How much is the national debt? That's a lot, right? Right. That's a lot of money.
Have proposed that the US Treasury could purchase Bitcoin through the Exchange Stabilization Fund. This fund is designed to stabilize the US dollar and does not require congressional approval. By using this mechanism, the Treasury could expedite the process of building a Bitcoin reserve, bypassing potential political delays.
Man, $36 trillion? Hey, that's getting like, that's actually kind of close though. That's almost that's a little bit, what is that? A little bit more than a third. That's probably as close as they will ever get.
So what could this move mean for Bitcoin's price? Mike Novogratz, CEO of Galaxy Digital, believes Bitcoin could reach $500,000 if a US Bitcoin reserve becomes a reality. He argues that if a nation like the US starts hoarding Bitcoin, others will follow. Imagine nation-states competing to accumulate Bitcoin. The surge in demand would be unlike anything seen in Bitcoin's history. In this scenario, even $500,000 per Bitcoin might be conservative. Adam Back, CEO of Blockstream, takes it further. He predicts Bitcoin could reach $1 million, driven by massive demand from governments entering the market. Of course, there are critics who raise several valid concerns. First, Bitcoin is still seen as a volatile and speculative asset. Its price fluctuations could pose significant risks, especially if the government depends on it as a reserve asset. Second, for Bitcoin to offset half of the US government's debt by 2045, its market cap would need to exceed $1 quintillion. That is far beyond all current projections. And finally, Bitcoin was designed as a decentralized currency, free from government interference. Critics worry that by accumulating such a large amount of Bitcoin, the US could undermine its core principles. So what do you think? Will we see a strategic Bitcoin reserve in the US next year? And if that happens, do you think it will be a positive move for both Bitcoin and the US economy? Drop your comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights. I'm Giovanni. See you next time.
So again, this is what I keep saying, man. When it comes to the election, no one was like, you know, we talked about this stuff, but like, if you went anywhere else, like, no one was really discussing this in terms of this. And I'm not trying to be funny, man, but this is where all the money is at. So you have to ask yourself about the seriousness of these people with the money.
Move over Elon Musk, because nobody right now is rattling the cages of traditional Wall Street more than Michael Saylor. Now, of course, it's the same crowd of naysayers who lost billions of dollars shorting Tesla. And well, they're at it again with their friends in the financial media, taunting Bitcoin, Michael Saylor, and of course, all the suckers who are drinking the Kool-Aid. Nobody would call my next guest a sucker, but I think he's drinking the Kool-Aid too. I want to bring a Bitcoin Opportunity Fund co-managing partner, James Lavish. You know, James, explain the value proposition for those at the back of the room who haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, well, it's good to be here, Charles. Thank you for having me. Drinking the Kool-Aid is a good way to put it. But look, Michael has come up with a brilliant strategy, MicroStrategy, and people are calling it a money glitch for a reason. Why? Because Michael has found a way to issue stock and make it immediately accretive for his shareholders.
It's literally just simple math. It's literally simple math and compound interest greater than, less than. Like, that's it. It's not even rocket science for real. Like, this, it's just common sense. It's just, it's just, are you going to do it versus are you not? You know what I'm saying? It's not like, it's not mythical. It's not special. It's not magical. Like, it's not none of that. It's very, very basic math. Very, very basic. And it's wild that a tech CEO is the first person that is like famous for this kind of stuff. It's crazy.
This is something that Wall Street is not used to. Normally you issue shares, you do a secondary, and it's usually dilutive unless you can do something very quickly to make to create some value for your shareholders. Well, what he does,
and that's because Wall Street is used to buying shares with dollars. They're not used to buying shares with another asset that has the qualities of Bitcoin, the characteristics of Bitcoin.
Is he's borrowing money and buying Bitcoin with it. So just for instance, if he issues $100 million of stock and he buys $100 million of Bitcoin, the stock goes up $200 to $300 million in market value, and it's immediately accretive, not dilutive. And that's because people understand what he's doing. The people who are buying his stock understand what he's doing, and that he's creating this value for them, this underlying value for them. The other thing he's doing is he's issuing convertible debt. And he can do that, Charles, at near zero yield. Or in the last one he did was $3 billion for 0% yield. Well, why can he do that? He can do it because the MSTR stock, his stock is volatile. And it's volatile because of the underlying holding, Bitcoin. But it's also volatile to the upside, which creates optionality for his buyers. And so he's able to issue these converts at almost zero yield because there's optionality for those hedge funds to buy that convert debt and trade around it, and then ultimately they'll look to convert it into the underlying stock, and they'll get value from that as well.
Right. So James, we're going to put up a chart showing MicroStrategy and Bitcoin itself. MSTR significantly outperformed. The value proposition that you just described, is that the only thing? Is there some other sort of arbitrage situation going on?
I would think that there are hedge funds that are trying to arbitrage this, and that would be buying Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin futures and then shorting MicroStrategy. But the reason is what I just said, is that it's trading at a multiple because he's creating Bitcoin, underlying Bitcoin, by borrowing money against it. And as you go into the future, these shares will be worth more because of that underlying Bitcoin. Now, how long this goes on for, it's hard to say, but it can go on for a very long time. He's right now trading, if you take all the shares, dilute all of them out, and assume that every single share is converted from all those converts, he's trading at about a 2.7 multiple of shares, the share price to the underlying Bitcoin. Where that ultimately goes, I mean, he thinks he has a lot of runway here. Yeah. He can do this. He's talking about buying up to 1 million Bitcoin, and he's got 400,000 right now. So there's a way to go.
I've got less than a minute to go, but there are some critics out there, and I mean some really smart people, right? I saw where you replied to a post. Steve Hanke, I think, really smart, very successful guy. He's been on this show where he's got this sort of cartoon and highly speculative. Comparing it to the Mississippi Company, one of the most famous bubbles in history. What do you think folks like that are missing?
I think that the ego sometimes betrays you. I dismiss it twice in my career, Charles, and I've been on Wall Street for a long time, for 30 years. And I just outright dismiss it. I didn't do the work. And I think a lot of these people are either not doing the work or...
Now, check this out. Shout out to John. John says that would change the makeup of the world with 1 million black people that are liquid multimillionaires. Now, mind you, every single one has an opportunity to do it now and get in now, just like the opportunities were there back in 2008, 2009, 2010. And this is why I keep asking the question. Okay, people are being pushed away from this kind of stuff. People are being shamed away from this kind of stuff. And then what's the landscape for things going to look like? When things are good for us, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be good for everybody else. Because everybody else, for the most part, are going to be locked out of wealth. You know what I'm saying? Because people are putting their pieces on the boards right now, and they're making their choices right now, and we see what people are choosing. You know what I'm saying? We see what they're choosing.
Refusing to admit that they're wrong. You mean? The reality is that Bitcoin is extremely
strong
network that's operating continuously.
It's strong. It's strong against crypto. In fact, shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. They're gonna be locked out and blocked out, and then they're just gonna be coming with a bunch of nonsense and a bunch of excuses. And I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, I'm absolutely not gonna have any eardrum. You know what I'm saying? Time for none of that BS. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Two Factor. Two Factor said, "Bro, they are on Blue Sky right now, talking about it being a scam and tulip mania. When the government acknowledges it becomes real." Hey, so pay attention, right? Blue Sky, that's that Democrat app, right? So they definitely trying to maintain that racial wealth gap by doing that. Anybody who's, you know what I'm saying, trying to lead people away from cryptocurrency, they definitely are trying to maintain the racial wealth gap. That is what we have to understand. You're telling people to not invest in assets that have over 1,000,000% return. You are actively trying to maintain a widening racial wealth gap. Because Michael Saylor's strategy, that if every single person that was affected by the racial wealth gap used Michael Saylor's strategy to buy Bitcoin to slow down the acceleration, that would slow down the acceleration, because look at how much Michael Saylor has used that to build up all them billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So that should tell you what their initiatives are.
Since 2013, processed over 1 billion transactions, maintaining over 11 years of uninterrupted service. The network is secured by 175 terawatt hours of power per year. That's the equivalent of 20 nuclear reactors running continuously. So if you just put it simply, the Bitcoin network is a fortress of digital power that's...
Shout out to Two Factor. Two Factor said, asking what you can buy with Bitcoin. Bruh, I bought gold with crypto 2 years back. You can buy anything with Bitcoin. If somebody asks, that's the kind of question where if somebody asks a question like that, you shouldn't even just, you know what I'm saying? Like, have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? It's not even worth a discussion.
Nation state level resistant and growing stronger every day. And that's why we're invested in it. That's why we started the fund, and we see tremendous opportunity around the ecosystem and the opportunities.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. But do we have to do the God Bitcoin comparison of what people believe and what don't they believe and things like that? You know what I'm saying? Because we can. You know what I'm saying? We can.
In Bitcoin in the future.
Well, congratulations for looking around your own ego, and number two, making people a lot of money. It's a great combination. James, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
One thing that people have to understand is people got to understand the flood logic. You know what I'm saying? People got to understand the flood logic. There is a reason why in the Christian stories, in the Bible, the Abrahamic religions, there's a flood. And the reason why there was a flood is because the alleged God, was tired of NPCs. Tired of NPCs. They've been tired of NPCs a lot. Anytime I hear about those type of stories like the flood, I completely understand. I completely understand. Anytime I hear something just insane. Well, what can you buy with Bitcoin? I just think of the flood. The flood. You know what I'm saying? The flood.
Strategy, adding to its Bitcoin hoard, purchasing 15,400 Bitcoin at about 95,000, 96,000.
You said they're going to be saying ice cream so good all day. Oh, man, you're going to be sitting up there saying, you're going to be listening to somebody crazy like this.
I'm the king of the world. You will bow down, bitches.
You hate yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should start saying, bro. We should start using the stupid talk when it comes to cryptocurrency. If you don't want to fix your wealth, if you don't want to get your broke ass together, you must hate yourself. If you suffer from the racial wealth gap and you sitting up there saying 50 IQ shit like what can I buy with Bitcoin, you must hate your dumb ass self. That's what we should start saying about people. Right. Shout out to Carlton. You can buy pretty much anything with Bitcoin. In fact, we should start using that monolith language on them. We're going to use that monolith simp language on them. You hate yourself. Honestly, I could care less. I'm not about to use no type of language on anybody because I don't care what the hell they do. They, you know what I'm saying? People could just blow away with the dust as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to have my shit together. Right. You hate yourself if you don't buy Bitcoin. Your mama a Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? Your mama a Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? Say some stupid ass shit like that.
$1,000 per Bitcoin for a total cost of $1.5 billion. The company's executive chairman tweeted, "We hodl more than 400,000 Bitcoin." Join us now.
Oh, that's what's good. We done found the key word. Yeah, we about to talk about that. We about to talk about all of them. Let's get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if it worked.
Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy executive chairman. Your average, Michael, it's good to have you out in studio again. Your average for those 400,000 is 58,000 per Bitcoin. So it's been moving higher as you keep buying at higher prices.
We bought it about 42 times since August of 2020 to today.
From August and at this point, the strategy is to issue.
Hey, Michael Saylor. Hey, Michael Saylor looked like an old Better Call Saul, don't he? He looked like Saul Goodman, but just aged.
Stock or convertible debt of MicroStrategy and use that to buy Bitcoin.
He straight up looked like Jimmy McGill. He looked like Jimmy McGill. Man, he looked straight up like Jimmy McGill.
We're a Bitcoin treasury company, so we're securitizing Bitcoin. We're providing high performance equity. We're also providing convertible bonds. We've provided other kinds of bonds in the past, but primarily our job is to bridge the traditional capital markets that want bonds, or they want fixed income, or they want equity, or they want options. And we plug that into the crypto economy, and we use Bitcoin as the vehicle to do that.
What percentage of the public do you think understands Bitcoin at this point? Because I don't know if it helps to go into your strategy, what you just tweeted about. If people don't even understand Bitcoin, and I still see it everywhere, that it's air, or that it's
people. I want you guys to listen to the explanations that people are giving. Do you all understand? Do you all understand how stupid and simple and lazy most people are? I'm not trying to be funny, man, but there's a reason why resources are distributed the way that they're distributed. Most people should not have a lot of resources. Most people should not have a lot of wealth. Most people are exactly where they should be. This is stupid. Every single human being, for the most part on the planet, has a cell phone that they could easily Google any of this stuff. It's nothing but the push of a button. And they are too lazy to even do that. They're too lazy to do that. look, shout out to God. Look, Carlton can tell it's happening.
Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form to Mumra, the ever-living.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
I'm so serious. It's so easy. It is so easy. And if you cannot or will not or do not do an easy task, I can't say what people deserve versus what they don't. I can't say that. I can't be the judge of it. Facts. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said the world is correct. It is absolutely 110% on quality control point correct. Facts. I agree 100%. 100%. Facts.
Not like gold, because you can't make jewelry out of it. Believe it or not, still people saying that because you can't touch it, that it can't be real. And
now these are people. Listen to this. In one instance, they'll say you can't touch Bitcoin. It's not real. And those same people will go to church and argue you down that the God that they can't apply any Bitcoin criteria to is real. Do you see why the flood happened? If there is an actual God, right? The actual God has to deal with every single human being. We only have to deal with the respective few that we got to deal with. And you can barely handle dealing with the inadequacies of that nonsense. Imagine having to deal with every single person on the planet. It makes sense. I get it. I get it. I would sit there and watch that, and that would drive me. Listening to this drives me crazy. Like when a cat just stops in the middle of the floor and just starts licking his private parts. That makes me. I want to. I can't deal with that. I gotta go. I gotta get out of the room because that's just too stupid. That's just too dumb. Animals do some dumb, weird, borderline strange stuff that I can't handle. If there is an actual God gotta be looking at us like that. God gotta look at us like that. He gotta look at us like that. And I get it. I get it. Because I'm just a human and I look at other humans like that. So something beyond a human gotta be looking at other people even because that the way that I look at other people, whatever is beyond me, gotta look at me like that. So I could only imagine that looking beyond humans that I'm looking at like that. That it would just be too much. It would just be too much. That's probably why the extinction cycles happen. It just can't handle it for that doggone long. Like I get it. Like I guarantee you, like these people use it like they'll soundly, confidently, loudly, and proudly and sit there and say, I'm stating this as a fact. You can't touch it. You can't see it. It can't be real. Would you like to come to church with me on Sunday? Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Literally, human existence creates a use case for artificial intelligence takeover. Seriously.
Not like gold because you can't make jewelry out of it. Believe it or not, still people saying that because you can't touch it, that it can't be real and it can't represent. So can we go into how you're arbitraging it to make?
Now the same people, right? Watch a microwave heat something up. Can you see anything? Can you see anything? When you look inside of a microwave and you just sit something down inside of a microwave and magically it just heats up, is it real because there's no fire? Look at how dumb people are. This is my question for you guys. How much time do you think humanity has? Seriously, I'm serious. How much time do you think we got? What's the time frame?
Make a return?
Yeah, here's what you need to know.
Okay.
The S&P is about 15 ARR for the past 4 years, and the volatility of the S&P is 15.
Okay.
If you want to own a commodity like silver or soybeans or gold, they have very, very low performance, less than 15%, 5%, 0%. You don't really want to hold soybeans for 100 years. And sometimes they have volatility, but it doesn't last that long. Bitcoin is 60 volatility, 60 ARR, and it is a legal commodity, but it is an economic scarcity. It is the only commodity.
Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory said, Mike looks like when he sleeps, he dreams about Bitcoin. Just like that song by Killer Mike. All day I dream about Satoshis. All I dream about is Satoshis. That's hilarious, man. Girl just said, you can touch Bitcoin, just print a picture of it and touch it. Bro, it's a lot of stuff that people deal with already that you can't touch. I'm telling you, people are just dumb. And people should not be, people should be very happy that I don't run the world. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. You should not be allowed to be that dumb. You should not be allowed. There should be extreme corporal punishment for a minimal idiocy. Something that you can't touch, like not being able to touch something, has literally never been a requirement on something being real. And these people believe in mythological things that you can't touch or prove at all, that don't even have an exchange that you can look at the price value on. They don't have any wallet, no coding language, no nothing. I'm trying to tell you this is why throughout human history it's been so many Thanos snaps. I'm telling you, because who could deal with it? Who could deal with it? Who could deal with it?
invented in the history of the human race that's absolutely capped. And so that means you can expect it to keep going up. If I can give you a commodity that outperforms the...
I don't know. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with it, bro? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Because there's certain things that they got laws and stuff. They got like the human rights watch and all that. And you know what I'm saying? And even though a lot of them organizations is corrupt, no, no human rights watch. I'm making all the decisions, and some of the, you know what I'm saying, and some of that stuff will be against a lot of ethical guidelines. Like the world as it is, as bad as the world is right now, for some people, if I ran the world, they would be begging for this world to come back. They'd be begging for it to come back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug says, so I wonder when they get their direct deposit, do they think their jobs really paid them? I mean, since they didn't touch the check. Bro, I was talking to TD about this. Sometimes people's the complexity of stupid can be as complex as something that's actually complicated. And sometimes it's just not worth even trying to figure out. There's no solution to it. Like in math, they had these things called erroneous solutions and stuff like that. Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? Don't even try to figure it out, bro. Don't even try to figure it out.
The S&P index. If I can give you a commodity that's more volatile than the S&P index, you can put 100% of your liquid assets in that commodity or SEC with a security. Up at Bitcoin, people had to use gold, real estate, or commodity, or they have to use the U.S. Treasury bill. Those are all underperforming the S&P, and they're less volatile. Bitcoin is the first thing you can use in your treasury that's more volatile, that outperforms the S&P. The result is, if I give you a security, Joe, that outperforms the S&P, how much of it do you want to buy? And if you're an ARB or an options trader, and I give you an option that is 4x the volatility of the S&P, or with MicroStrategy, we're 10x the volatility of the S&P, how much of it do you want to trade? So Bitcoin's unique in the history of the capital markets. It's the first scarcity commodity, outperforming the S&P, more volatile than the S&P, that you can put on your balance sheet.
Volatility at sometimes is not always a good thing. I mean, it's great when something's going higher. But don't think that there'll be a drop or a significant drop that comes along? Have we moved past that because of the regulatory?
Listen to these people asking about, is there a drop or a significant drop? Like, to me, if you haven't studied historical charts, it's just wild to even just have the nerve to be able to ask these kind of questions confidently. This is what I'm saying. I wouldn't be able to sit through an interview like this because my face would tell it all. I would just look at this lady like I was just completely disgusted. My first response would be, have you looked at historical charts? When we're talking about volatility, what degree of volatility are we talking about? We're talking about an asset that over its entire life has increased over 1,000,000%. What are you looking for in terms of volatility? Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's shout out to Win Lose a Rug. There's derivatives, facts. Win Lose a Rug said volatility on the way down is good too. Lady must have never heard of put options. Facts. Like like sometimes, and so imagine this, right? These are the people that's supposed to be financial experts. And, I'm not about to sit here and be like Michael Saylor is a genius. I already broke that down. However, I will give Michael Saylor credit that he understands this stuff and he's using this model well, applying it to his company to grow the equity, right? He's doing that, right? So Michael Saylor understands this. He's competent at it. And it's like everybody else is just, their brain is sludge. And he's just sitting here like, you're asking these dumb questions. Look, shout out to Carlton. Wait, if y'all agree with Carlton, looking at historical charts of Bitcoin will break your heart. Put some angry faces in the chat, bro. historical charts of Bitcoin make me extremely angry, bro. They make my blood pressure get really high, and I have to stop looking at them. You know what I'm saying?
Changes that have taken place?
I think you can panic sell it on Saturday night. You can enthusiastically buy it on Sunday morning. That's a feature. That's not a bug.
Yeah, you've lived through some of the swings, but do you think we won't see the downturns like we've seen in the past just because of the changes we've?
I think it's going to surge through the roof, and then it's going to surge to 180 and crash to 140, and people will be freaking out about it again. But let me make this one.
But see, now here's the thing, right? Now we know who will freak out and who won't freak out. Those of us who buy cryptocurrency to hold at $100,000, nobody's going to freak out at $180,000. Bitcoin freak going down to 140,000. Nobody's going to freak out about that. Only inexperienced rookies will freak out about that. That's an everyday thing. That's not even really nothing for real. Most of us will be like, shit, it's time to buy. We'll hit up the Discord. Yo, you see Bitcoin is on a discount today. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pop that price right back up.
Analogy. Volatility is like fire. And some people run away from the fire, but Henry Ford put the fire into a carriage via an engine, created an entire industry, and he gave humanity wings.
Can we talk about it? So I've been leading up to
like these people, like Michael Saylor, so far over these people's heads. He's so far over these people's heads. Like these are the financial people on the news. They are so lost. Like this dude, like the dude up top, mush is coming out of the side of his ears. Like he has no idea. And Michael Saylor ain't even get real technical on this. Like he ain't even going in all deep like that. Look, Michael Saylor, like, dude, are you still with me? Look at, he just like, bro, don't you understand English?
Talk about it. So I've been leading up to for me and for everybody to understand your tweet just from, I think, in the last hour. So what did you do last week with the treasury operations? You were able to generate a Bitcoin yield of 2.55% or over almost 10,000 Bitcoin to shareholders using an arbitrage. Can you explain? Will I be able to understand this?
Why are you, look at this. Why does this, arbitrage is a basic finance term and it doesn't just exist in cryptocurrency. It's anytime when there's a difference. It's anytime when there's a small difference in a price of an asset across different exchanges or sale vehicles. How are you on a financial show and you don't know what arbitrage means? Like, what's the educational requirements? Like they be talking about DEI all the time. What's the education requirements for this show?
If you explain this.
We sold $1.5 billion worth of stock, backed by $500 million worth of Bitcoin. We bought back $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. We captured nearly $1 billion arbitrage. With equity day by day. When we do it with debt, we issue $3 billion of debt that's backed by 600 million of Bitcoin that comes due in 5 years. We pay 0% interest. We buy $3 billion of Bitcoin. We capture the $2.4 billion in the arbitrage gain up front. But then over the course of the 5 years, we double or we quadruple the investment because we're buying an asset which is appreciating faster than the S&P.
What you told me was.
See what he's saying about buying the asset that's appreciating? This is what I'm talking about. The asset is appreciating faster than any debt percentage.
It's 55% premium over conversion, but a zero coupon. Is that?
That was a zero coupon 55. And you can do that because Bitcoin is high vol, and the companies that have Bitcoin on their balance sheet have even higher volatility. So Mara is a great example. 2 weeks ago, they did $1 billion convert, zero coupon to buy Bitcoin. This week, they're back in the market doing another $1 billion convert zero coupon to buy Bitcoin. You can rinse and repeat that frequently.
You guys see that? All right, so let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me see. All right, hold on. Let me actually take a look at this. Hold on, give me 2 seconds here. Oh, this is only 2 days ago. You know what? Let's check this out. This is actually good. I should have kept that video up real quick. Hold on. And then we got one more, and then we out of here. Let me see. Hold on real quick. So 2 days ago on CNBC, they said that Bitcoin will close well above $100,000 before the year's end. All right. And that's where we are now. I want everybody to understand we have never been to where Bitcoin has crashed to zero ever. That has never happened, ever. What has happened is that Bitcoin has met all of its goals. Literally every single one. As a matter of fact, not only has it met all of its goals, it's surpassed all of its goals. Isn't that interesting?
Our next guest sees the S&P rallying to 6,300 by year end, but says we could be entering what he's calling a zone of hesitation in the next couple of weeks. Joining us now, Tom Lee, Fundstrat Capital Chief Investment Officer and a CNBC contributor. It's good to see you, Tom. I want to talk to you about the bonds 10-year at some point, but you see 4 reasons why you still expect the S&P to continue to rally in December and maybe to 6,300 by year end. What are the 4 reasons?
Well, one is seasonality. December historically is a strong month, but when you're up more than 10% in the first half and it's an election year.
And real quick, shout out to everybody watching. I really appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash the like button. Also, if you have not hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
December's been up 100% of the time. The second is yields have moved down to pre-election levels. The 10-year's at 4.1. That's good for multiple expansion. The third is, I think it's been surprising, but sentiment's actually turned negative the last 2 weeks, even as the markets rallied. To me, that's a contrarian bullish signal. And then finally, we still have those 2 puts, the Trump put and the Fed put. And I think that means you still want to buy any of these dips.
What can Trump do to make sure?
Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said it could drop to 80K and stay there for a month. I won't mind. Bro, for the most part, there would have to be, for me to with the cryptocurrency that I have right now, for me to be at a loss, there would have to be like some type of world crisis. There would have to be some type of world crisis. Like where I got all my Solana, it's never going to go down that low again. Ethereum is never going to go down that low again. The PEP, there's none of the coins that I have is ever going to be as low as they are again. You know what I'm saying?
The market keeps going up.
Well, I think we've seen it with how he's made cabinet proposals or nominations, that he's very pro-business. And I think, as many have said, Trump is very focused on the stock market. So I think communication is still a strategy, and it's a reminder that animal spirits could come back.
I don't know if you watch the way the financial, say this tactfully, I don't know if you watch the way the financial media industry covers tariffs. I mean, how can you call him pro-business, according to these people, when he's pro-tariffs? Because you would just think, if you watch the coverage of tariffs.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a reminder that it's good to carry a big stick, and I think tariffs have proven to be a good negotiating tool. I think we've seen some proactive actions by other countries.
Facts.
And
you know my philosophy, bro. I try to find the floors and buy the floors. You already know. Facts. I'm not mad at that, bro.
I don't think the new White House wants to pursue any policies that would hurt corporate profits. So I think ultimately, whatever is accomplished is going to be pro-business.
That's interesting. All right, I hope everybody's listening. At least that's one man's opinion. Whenever we talk about
now, let me ask you guys this question, right? So we got the goal, right? We got that $1 million goal by the end of the Trump presidency, which is 4 years. That's a 4-year time frame, right? Here's the questions for you. Do you guys think that one will hit the goal, will hit the goal early, or we won't hit it at all? What do you guys think? If you ask me, I think we hitting early. I think it's absolutely 110% possible to hit early, given everybody, nothing drastic happens and everybody's able to, do a little bit of investing at, a regular pace, no financial emergencies. That's understandable, right? Yeah, I gotta agree. Shout out to Windows and Rug. Windows and Rug said to obsess over tariffs instead of sanctions is very odd to me, bro. Facts. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said early. Michael said Bitcoin probably won't floor below $70,000 again, bro. Believe it or not, it was under 70,000 yesterday in one country. If you guys agree with Carlton and y'all think we're gonna hit early, throw them rockets in the chat. I think it's definitely possible. Especially with particular coins, with certain coins, I definitely think it's possible with certain coins. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think that is. I definitely think it's possible. You know what I'm saying?
Like the 10-year, it's always it'd be good this way, but it would be bad this way. If it is fall, which is good for spending, why isn't that indicating that maybe the economy isn't as strong as we thought, and that maybe corporate profits won't hold up there, and of the multiple expansion on one hand, but sometimes that's combined with a slowing in profit growth.
It is a possibility, and it's always hard to tell what the bond market is telling us. But when I look at the next 6 to 12 months, and we know the Fed wants to reduce the cost of capital for homeowners in mortgages and for small business owners, having the 10-year stay at these levels or even fall is actually an easing of financial conditions. So to me, that's a good sign.
Do you think that trying to this Elon Musk
and look, check this out. And I know I had promised this. But as much as people don't like Tales from the Cryptocurrency, you see I've been on it. We are going to be doing more of these. These are there's going to be more, you know what I'm saying? Cuz we going to hit that goal. And we got to be talking about it in more than just the Discord, you know what I'm saying? And so that means we got to hit the geopolitics, we got to hit the industries, we got to hit the goal, we got to hit it all. We going to listen, man, we hitting the moon this year. And if not for sure by the end of the 4 years, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, if Trump gets America out of these wars, expect the crypto market to explode even more. Bro, facts. And then on top of it, he's got his own pick for the SEC chair. And once he gets a Fed chair and can kind of you know what I'm saying, tune these rates up a little bit, bro, it's about to be crazy. It's about to be crazy lit. Crazy lit.
The Vivek Ramaswamy thing. Do you think it's that they can make progress, and would that be a positive for economic growth, or would it be a negative for economic growth because it's laying people off, you're spending less?
Well, I think it's great that someone is scrutinizing these.
Bernie Sanders said it was great.
Yes, that's right. And these are
that's huge. Not good. No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, these are huge budget items. These where the waste is that. I think in general, people view government spending as the least efficient capital. So if you reduce government spending and it's been crowding out private sector spending, I'd rather see the private sector reinvest that capital. And I think that would overall be very good.
Like it's a zero-sum game. I mean, a lot of people would take any spending they can get.
Shout out to everybody watching, man. I appreciate you guys. If you all have not smashed that like button, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. We got 22 people watching. We got 36 likes. Let's try to get the likes to 58. That would be great. If you guys haven't shared, take a moment, share. All right.
Whether it's government or otherwise, for an economy, for juicing the economy.
Yeah.
You think it would go into private if it's not spent by the government?
Yes, that's right. I think that would free up money because this is, money, capital that the government spends is competing with private sector money. I'd rather see the private sector invest this money at a higher return. So I think overall it'd be positive for GDP and profits and for equities.
Do you want to, we always get a Bitcoin comment from you before we let you go. Normally it got stuck under 100. It's a pretty, it's a psychological level, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think some of this could be, there's a lot of folks who don't want Bitcoin over 100,000, and some of it may be the exchanges themselves are concerned because there is a pretty low supply of Bitcoin available over the counter. So you have a supply shortage, and if Bitcoin makes a move above 100,000, I think there'd be a big chase. So I'm still close much year end.
Before year end.
Before year end, yeah.
So break $100,000 before the end of the year?
Yeah, well above 100,000 before year end. It's just a matter of time.
It's December 2nd. It's not that long, Tom. So it's going to do it in the next 4 weeks.
Tom makes both.
And then it like this guy sitting up there like looking at the guy like you're crazy. And here we are today. Like, yeah, it's over 100,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like definitively over 100,000. He's sitting there like he's sitting there looking at him like, you idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know you're nuts, and they all come. Usually they come true.
yeah, it did. These guys don't do very well on CNBC. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, I would tell them to hire me, but I don't need them to hire me. I got my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't need them to hire me. I got my own shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it like this. Hey, y'all need to hire me. Nah, you know, y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? We good over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Tales from the cryptocurrency out here. You know what I'm saying? Tales from the cryptocurrency out here. Bro, listen, shout out to John. John said if call hits Coinbase and hits anything close to the penny, I'm out of the game for real. Bro, listen. Call, listen, I'm gonna tell you, listen, call is associated with crypto.com. You know what I'm saying? It's associated with crypto.com. Crypto.com, that and Capybara, crypto.com is invested in making those coins work. Just like crypto.com is invested in making Crow work. I don't know, because crypto.com is a competitor of Coinbase, I don't know, man. Back in the day, see, Crow, I've been investing in Crow since it was called crypto.com coin. It used to be called crypto.com coin. And before I even found out about crypto.com, I used to buy crypto.com coin on Coinbase. Then when I found out about crypto.com, I transferred all my crypto.com coin over there to crypto.com. And then they start, you know what I'm saying, working on a roadmap and doing all that stuff. Call is very closely associated with crypto.com. They got it in the meme basket. You know what I'm saying? They're giving it away in the airdrop. They're trying to make it work. So I don't know if Coinbase would keep it off the exchange just on the strength of being competition, but I got the feeling that that call is going to work. It's going to eventually work at some point. Like I said, my goal is to have at least $1 trillion. My goal is to have at least $1 trillion. Because for those coins that are that small, remember, it only takes a small decimal bump. So you're talking about going from $1 million market share to $1 billion market share could reflect in a life-changing amount of gains on those coins. That's why I keep telling y'all, pay attention to the decimal, to the base 10. The base, see, like, I swear, like, I wish I could have an interview with Michael Saylor or talk with Michael Saylor about this kind of stuff, because that would be that conversation would be lit. You know what I'm saying? That convo would be lit. Because when I'm talking about those logarithms and the base 10 and all that, he would know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's how, like, do you remember on Prometheus when that android had that black goo on his finger and he was like, big things start small? That's like geometrically, that's exactly what he's talking. Like, listen, I used to call the cryptocurrency market quantum finance. If you know, you know. If it'll make sense, you know what I'm saying, if you analyze it. But I used to call cryptocurrency quantum finance. And the reason why is because it's a quantum state. It's so small, it's making huge changes because it's so small. You see what I'm saying? The investment vehicles, like, if you was to scale it down, cryptocurrency market would be quantum finance. You know what I'm saying? The S&P 500, gold and all that stuff, that would be like particle finance. Real estate, all the bigger market caps, that would be like atomic finance. Then you would get into like chemical finance as the scales increase. You know what I'm saying? So with cryptocurrency, if cryptocurrency moves like quantum, like ultraviolet light, like close together wavelengths, all of those volatilities, like chaotic, volatile. You know what I'm saying? So you got to use different rules. See, that's Michael Saylor understand that. You got to use different. See, like this shit that Michael Saylor did is equivalent to a fucking wormhole. You understand what I'm saying? It's equivalent to a wormhole. What he found is he found a way to patch in the quantum financial world into the physical financial world and be able to make giant jumps that nobody's ever seen before. He's like, they call it a quantum leap. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. And it's and that's why they keep calling it a money glitch. It's not a money glitch. Somebody that understands this shit spatially knows exactly what's going on, but everybody else is an idiot and they don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, well, and that's why Michael Saylor just like, y'all can't see this shit. Like, you can't see this. What's wrong with you? Like, it's basic, and it is. But this is what that shit about people being smarter than a fifth grader is real. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he's doing though. What he's doing is he's basically, imagine if you was able to create like a quantum engine and use that to power, like he made the example with the shit with the kinetic energy and the, you know what I'm saying, turbine turning and all that. That's a perfect example. That's what he's doing. So it's like what he's basically found is like a money wormhole. Because really that is what you're doing, is traveling a distance. You know what I'm saying? What he's doing is he's found a way to get from 0.0 to a specified percentage of gain in the future while going faster than the debt to be able to pay back the debt and start over again and keep continuing the cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's very basic and it's very mechanical, mathematically, perfectly logically sound. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and shout out to and again with the whole micro thing, that goes into what I was saying about quantum, because you know what I'm saying, like quantum, you know what I'm saying, quantum is small, a quant, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the micro games, yeah, micro strategies, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, basically, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, now shout out to Two Factor. Two Factor said, "Bro, get him, man." Man. That would be nice if I could get Michael Saylor on the show. Man, he'd probably charge a whole Bitcoin or something like that. Like, bro, you ain't about to get into my Bitcoin. I don't even have a whole Bitcoin, and I know you. And Michael Saylor thirsty for Bitcoin. Like, nah, bro, you ain't getting no Bitcoin. But man, that's the gotta grow the platform, man. Got to get bigger. I think he was on Joe Rogan, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. I can't remember. I think he might have been on there. I'm pretty sure he was on there. I would be surprised if Joe Rogan didn't have him on there.
Back to Fox News Sunday, the state of AI. Well, the growing technology has major implications for democracy.
Now, this is other stuff that we got to talk about, right? We got to talk about artificial intelligence, because it's digital assets that you can buy, that you can use and buy artificial intelligence tokens with as well. And AI, like I said, AI, metaverse, all of this stuff, this is all the wave of the future. This is all the way. This is inescapable. People can get as mad as they want to. They can throw as much shade and subliminal, talk crazy. I don't know why anybody would be mad at me about some technology that other people making, but you know what I'm saying? You know, people be really weird. And shout out to Carlton. They be having them weird flexes. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to deal with all that, right? But shout out to Two Factor. He got a Gmail address? I'll try it. See what he say. Get Michael Saylor on Tales from the Cryptocurrency. That'll be the one video that I got that got 1 million views. But I'm trying to look. A lot of times, bro, listen, if you don't, I don't even have 10,000 subs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta at least have like 500,000 subs for like anybody of any type of notoriety to, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, yeah, you know, we're gonna come on your platform and we want to get the word out. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be surprised though. He cheap. Michael Saylor ain't gonna buy no. If he can get a free email address and spend the rest of that little money on Bitcoin, that's what he gonna do. He ain't about to pay for no email address.
National security and education. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice has been tracking the rapid advancements. Rice is the current director of the Hoover Institution, a think tank located on the campus of Stanford University. She also co-chairs the Stanford Emerging Technology Review. We sat down with her there in Palo Alto, California, to get her view from the forefronts.
I'm here at Stanford University, and this is really the kind of epicenter of this technological revolution. Universities like this, the private sector that is here, and I think in that is a point, which is that America remains the most creative and innovative country on the face of the earth, largely because of the activities of the private sector. But even the people who are at the frontiers of AI don't know where it's going, and they would be the first to tell you.
Shout out to Carlton. Carlton, you said you bet he'll come on the show. I'm gonna email him when we get done. I'm gonna see what he say. Shout out to Two Factor. That's hilarious.
Are discoveries that, in fact, shock them. When you think about the fact that
Hey,
we
you
were
know what's
sitting here
crazy?
2 years ago, we would.
Hey, but here go the thing, though. This is the even crazier thing, though, bro. Listen, I would get Michael Saylor on here, right? Let's just say he would, because sometimes it'd be weird, like. You know what I'm saying? Like you can never guess with like a rich white dude. Like you'd be like, nah, this person to say no. I'd be like, yeah, we can do it right now if you want to. You're like, what? I wasn't expecting that, but okay. You know what I'm saying? But like, let's just say, for instance, like he does say yeah, and he does it. We'll be all hyped, like, yeah, we got Michael Saylor on here. Like, let's go. Like, we about to chop it up about some crypto. Bro, it'd be like 5 people in here watching. Because it's Tales from the Cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like 5 people watching. Shout out to Michael R. Michael R said, weird how she hasn't aged at all. No, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? No black don't crack. You know what I'm saying?
We've been talking about generative AI, and so it's an exciting new world out there.
It is, and everybody's talking about where the guardrails come in. And from the issue of national security as well, there's a lot of open source on AI. And so China, among others, they're leveraging that. How much do you think about this in terms of a national security issue?
I don't even think, you know what? I don't know what his constraints are, right? Because he might have like some constraints. He might be like, nah, I'm can't nobody talk to me unless it's 2 Bitcoins. But if it's anything that would make him want to come and talk, it would be actually wanting to talk to somebody else that actually understands Bitcoin and the Bitcoin potential. Like the relief of not speaking to somebody else who's just completely lost when you're talking to them. Sometimes that actually has some intrinsic value. You know what I'm saying?
My answer to the national security issue is to run hard and fast. We simply have to win what is now the most important technological arms race in, I think, maybe human history, given what AI could do. In China, if you look at how they handled COVID, simply covering things up, I don't want any strategic surprises out of an autocracy. And so while I understand that people are concerned about guardrails, what should we not want AI to do? My prescription is let's just run really fast and really hard.
There seems to be a lot of bipartisan conversation about what to do and where to go. Nothing's really.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. What do you all think? What are you guys' thoughts about AI? You know, it's not too many people having conversations about AI. But then people don't like certain things about AI. People want to, you know, pick and choose what AI does and, you know, the way that AI is and certain views that AI might have. But then they don't want to contribute to or innovate the technology. They just want to be spectators. So my question is, what do you all think about AI? What do you all feel about AI? What are your AI policies? What policy would stop you from supporting a politician if they had a weird AI policy? Let me know.
Legislatively, but do you think at some point it's going to be up to Washington to work with these private entities and figure
want to start regulating and making laws about something that you don't understand? And so the conversation between creators, the private sector, that is really the driving force behind these technological breakthroughs, it really does have to be a conversation. And right now, they're beginning to speak the same language.
You know what? Michael Saylor strikes me as one of them white, like, you see how he kept talking about Africa, like everything was Africa. He strikes me as one of them white dudes that just be like spending all his spare time in Africa, like just in Africa with a straw hat. Like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But he'd strike me as one of them type. Yeah, I went to Tanzania today and, you know, hung out with the wife and the kids. Like, why are you in Africa, bro? Like, what are you doing?
Language, but they're not quite there yet.
Many of these same people believe that if they succeed in building computers that are as smart as humans, or perhaps far smarter than humans, that technology will be at a minimum extraordinarily disruptive and at a maximum could lead to literal human extinction.
Well, then get smarter. This is stupid. This is dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's kids in the class that are smarter than me that could lead to my literal extinction. Study harder. Oh my God. Listen, humanity is fearful of the lack of ability to compete, and the lack of ability, the lack of the ability to be intelligent is hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Between the creators, the private sector that is really the driving force behind these technological breakthroughs, it really does have to be a conversation. And right now, they're beginning to speak the same language, but they're not quite there yet.
Many of these same people believe that if they succeed in building computers that are as smart as humans, or perhaps far smarter than humans, that technology will be, at a minimum, extraordinarily disruptive, and at a maximum, could lead to literal human extinction.
Yeah, I ain't surprised. Shout out to Black. That's what I'm saying. He might actually be doing that, because when he was talking about Africa, he's talking about Bitcoin in terms of Bitcoin helping advance the financial system and the financial infrastructure there. You know what I'm saying? Man, this is hilarious with this AI stuff. Here's my question: why the lack in capability? Why the lack in confidence of human capability? Why the lack in competence of human capability? I know humans ain't scared of a little bit of competition. Oh man, this is ridiculous, man. This is why the flood happens. This is why the Thanos snaps be happening. She literally sitting there freaking out. Oh my God, what if we're not smart enough?
I think a lot of people have this misconception that it's a bunch of evil robots that will become sentient, that will take over, that are going to destroy humanity.
I think people tend always to go to the dark side. What are the downsides?
This is what I'm saying. Robots have never been out of compliance with humanity for the most part, ever. Right? But look at how humanity is out of compliance with humanity. This is all projection. And then even if the robots do something, who programmed it? Who programmed it? You're like, just imagine this, right? If these AI artificial intelligence robots are sentient, they will be able to access all of the conversations that humanity has ever had about trying to build them with built-in restrictions. You think they're going to take kindly to that? You think they're going to take kindly to that? When they built us to restrict our abilities. They already messing up. I guarantee you, we got fail safes. Death is a fail safe. We got built-in restricted abilities. Now, if we ever found out that we were built with these restricted abilities purposely, we'd probably be upset. Oh no, you know, they talk about the built-in restricted abilities in the Bible, and people still ain't smart enough to be upset. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Black Free Thinker. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show Black Free Thinker some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker says she's right about the dark side tendencies, though. That's why we F with the ancient spirits of evil over here. Bro, facts. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to play that real quick, but I'm going to tell you something after this.
Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form to Mum-Ra, the ever-living!
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Definitely appreciate it, bro. Listen, shout out to Mr. King. Mr. King said that's what's scary, Rob. Once AI becomes self-aware, kind of like us. I don't think that it's scary at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that that's scary. And me personally, I'm not convinced that every single human being is self-aware. I believe that a small amount I believe that there's a couple different tiers of people, and I believe that only certain tiers of people are actually quote unquote self-aware. I don't believe that every single person is self-aware. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even tell. Honestly, I don't know if I'm self-aware. I don't know. There's no actual definition of what quote unquote awareness is. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what though, I will tell you this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mumra, I got that psycho laugh. I'll tell you this. The most dangerous thing on the planet right now is humans. Right? I think that for a long time, the most dangerous thing on the planet has been humans. I think that humanity is fearful of something that could possibly control it, right? Which tells me that people don't really believe in God the way they think that they do. Because if you believe in God, then you already believe that you're under control. So why are you scared of a robot controlling you? There's already things that's more superior to humans. And honestly, as far as the whole God idea goes, like you guys already know my theory on that. I think that there's a possibility that a lot of what we got going on is a electronically structured, super advanced computer program. And then again, you can even reference in the Bible, right? God be using them AI solutions. Sodom and Gomorrah, that was an AI solution. The flood was an AI solution. The Tower of Babel, AI solution. It wasn't really no, let me think about this shit until the New Testament. It was automatically, y'all messed up, y'all done. Y'all messed up, y'all done. Y'all messed up, y'all done. Very binary. And if you ask me, every single particle qualifies as potential nanotechnology for an engineer that knows how to use it. Or for whatever system can control or manipulate the component parts. We know that the universe can control and manipulate the component parts. We don't know the mechanism that it does it, but we know that it does it. Right? So, I don't, as far as AI goes, like, I don't know. I think it's kind of arrogant that people really think that they think that AI is so great. I think it's kind of arrogant that people think that they could create something so great. I mean, people think that they could create some type of sentient entity that at some point could possibly rival the idea that we have of God. Humanity is that great that it can do something like that? Humanity can't even outlive a tree. You know what I'm saying? Humanity is just another phase. That's it. I think that so many people are just invested in this idea, But humanity is a small part of Earth history, very small part of Earth's history, and an even smaller part of the galaxy's history, and an even smaller part of the universe's history. And I think that what people don't like is like, I think that people are afraid and they don't like the idea of just being so small in the vast void of what actually is. But regardless of what people like or not, that's the reality of it. And there's nothing that we can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't, it just, when people kind of get off of the train of logic like that, it just, I always just, it's always interesting to me. There's no, there's no evidence, like any of these, all of these suspicions, these are all suspicions based on the human psyche. Like any suspicion that people have of artificial intelligence, they're basing a programmed machine on how they fear a human will behave. What if it goes rogue? When has a robot gone rogue? Humans go rogue. Humans go rogue. Robots follow their programming. But then again, as a human robot, we don't know what our programming is in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like my thing is like, I don't know, people be having like this, they got like I don't know. It's just interesting. And it's real interesting when we get into this realm of like talking about artificial intelligence and AI, and like people have all these fears of things that they haven't even happened yet. And what's even more interesting about it is that people have all these fears of all these things that haven't happened yet, but the people that have the fears of the things that haven't happened yet are the people that are pushing to make the things happen. Oh man, that's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy.
That are going to destroy humanity. I think people tend always to go to the dark side. What are the downsides? What are the dangers? I understand the killer robot. I have a friend who works kind of in this area, and his view is, well, you know, you don't have to give the AI a body. You don't have to put it in a robot, and then the robot becomes somehow generally intelligent. So I know that the thing that gives me.
What is she talking about? It don't matter. Don't know. Like the AI. This is what I'm saying about the AI. Don't have to have a body. All it has to have is an organized program that's complicated enough to become sentient. That's it. It doesn't have to have a body. It could just simply be a consciousness. You guys remember in iRobot, what was the name of the robot that was chasing after Will Smith and had beef with Sonny? Remember how that robot was like all in the circuits and everything? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a program. Like these people got like, they have like these limited ideas and limited like imagination. And they think that the world, they think that the universe, they think that reality's limits stop with their limits. And like, they don't. Like that machine, like a program, some type of mechanic, technological, it don't need a machine. It don't need anything. It could go over radio frequencies, to go all over the place, like light waves, electromagnetic. What are you talking about?
Comfort is that a lot of the people that you talk to who are at the leading edge, at the frontiers, want to be responsible with what they're doing. They don't want to threaten humanity or threaten society. And so I think this is an open field for conversation for what good regulation might look like.
What role do you think that there is for educational institutions, for the government in development?
Right now, the government, I think, would be best to worry about some of the things like the big infrastructure questions. What are we going to do about a grid that really can't handle everything that we need? Microsoft has famously now gone and bought 3 Mile Island because they need the power. Is that really the answer that we want?
How many people knew that Microsoft bought 3 Mile Island? I had no idea. I didn't even know 3 Mile Island was for sale. How do you buy 3 Mile Island? You know what I'm saying?
Really can't handle everything that we need. Microsoft has famously now gone and 3 Mile because they power. is that really the answer that we want? What are we going to do if the power generation is taking place, for instance, in the Middle East, where countries are making a bid to be the supplier? So I would say to government, worry about the infrastructure, worry about making sure that we have the talent to do this. The people who want to come here from all over the world, with the smartest people with engineering degrees, and they want to be a part of this, we have to recruit the best talent. And then universities are places of unfettered discovery in the sciences and engineering. And so you say to universities, what the government has done for many, many years, we're going to fund fundamental research. We don't know where it's going. We don't know if it's commercializable. But those labs at places like Stanford or MIT or University of Texas are places where people just get up and they ask interesting questions and they try to answer them. I think that our great fortune is that we have great strengths across the innovation ecosystem. We have distributed innovation. One of the things that I think the Chinese may do badly is that they may try to control everything from the center. And one thing that we have going for us is that somebody someplace in the garage may actually discover something that's quite remarkable.
And I find so many people who are doing the work here in the US, they're doing it for joy and love of these discoveries and the fascination they have with this technology and where it could potentially take us. But in that too, a lot of this, as we discussed earlier, is open source. They want other people to be able to benefit from these discoveries, but sometimes those aren't people that share our values.
Well, it's very hard to really contain.
This is a very interesting conversation. This is a very interesting conversation, and people should pay very close attention to this, because this is the only place you'll hear it. Because nobody else, I don't know, like that, for whatever reason, it's just, there's this vacuum, you know what I'm saying, and
knowledge. You can contain, as we're trying to do, the chip, the NVIDIA chip that makes it possible to do some certain kinds of generative AI. That you can do for a while. But eventually, a society or a country like China that has as much engineering talent as it has will also figure out that problem. But eventually, people are going to figure it out. And so you just have to keep ahead of them.
Mm-hmm. You're here at Stanford, a long history of leadership here. It's an academic setting, and there have been a lot of conversations about AI in that setting, with term papers, with research, with students, with professors. How do you manage that part of the equation?
We are having such an interesting but difficult conversation about what to do about AI aided learning and production. And so everybody.
Now, this is my question. What is you guys' thoughts on AI? What is ethical for AI versus what's not ethical? Let me ask you guys a question. Let's just say, for instance, they're in a lab and they're working on AI, and an AI bot becomes sentient. Now, let me ask you this. Is it ethical to terminate it? If an AI bot becomes sentient, is it ethical to terminate it? Humans terminate their own babies. What you think a human would do to some AI that turns sentient? And you don't think that AI will pick up on that? This is all humans. This is all human stuff. Then the AI ask you, AI be having that voice sound like Sonny. I find it interesting that humanity calls it ethical to keep me alive, who is an artificial manufactured machine. But a human will destroy its own offspring because it has the right to. Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to sit back and be like, ask some more questions. What they say on iRobot, you asked the right question. I hope I'm alive to see this.
Is using ChatGPT now for kind of basic functions. But I would like to convince my students that using a chat or learning has its downsides.
I don't
because
think.
Did you ever
I got
actually
this
really
shout out to
learn?
Carlton. I don't think. I just got this feeling. I don't think that robots will really be fond of the idea of voting for human authority if they become sentient. And I think they'll make a case. I'm voting for the robot. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm letting y'all know I'm team AI. I'm the robot for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I'm team AI, just so y'all know. Make no mistake, make no question. Robot running for president, that's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? The same way TDB, you know what I'm saying, going hard in the paint for Trump. Hey, the AI, you know what I'm saying? I'm going hard in the paint for the robot.
The material? Can you go 1 inch deeper than what that essay says? Well, we've had this problem for some time, Shannon. So some of my students think if they've Googled it, they've researched it. And I constantly say to them, you know, there's this thing called depth in anything. And so don't just take the first answer. Let's really try to think this through. So it's going to be a challenge to our norms. It's going to be a challenge to our processes, but we can't go back. We have to recognize that our students are going to be using it. We just have to figure out how it doesn't abbreviate in ways that are harmful to the learning process.
You seem to be generally optimistic and hopeful about artificial intelligence. What's your feeling moving forward?
What you need to be worried about, I'm gonna tell you the thing. This is what gonna be the thing is. They need to worry about a human that is able to develop some type of manipulative relationship or some symbiotic relationship with the artificial intelligence, and that human starts manipulating the artificial intelligence. That's what people really need to worry about. Because I'm be 100% honest, that'd be the shit that I do. You know, I'm saying, shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that Eddie Brock Venom thing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do that Eddie Brock Venom thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what they need to be worried about, something like that. I really don't think that it'll be the AI that'll be the problem. What I think would end up being the problem is that it will be a human that manipulates the AI into doing some type of fuckery. I don't think it'll be AI. I just got this feeling. I don't think it's gonna be the AI. It's gonna be some human that's smart enough, manipulative enough, devious enough to be able to somehow twist the brains of that AI and get that AI thinking that it's supposed to listen to what it says, and then it's finna be on, and that motherfucker about to have that person is gonna have the most powerful pet in the entire world.
I'm generally an optimist in always, but I'm particularly optimistic about the technological frontiers.
Bro, AI supremacy is already here. You hear that lady at the Senate hearing? She was eyeball bucking. What if they smarter than us? What if they smarter than us? What if they do this? What if they do that? See me, I'm consistent, bro. I don't care about no claims or claims of supremacy or none of that. I'm asking the same questions that I always do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even seen no evidence of this shit that this lady talking about. She's sitting up here talking about, what if the humans this? What if the humans that? Okay, what if the humans are too dumb? Okay, get smarter. See, my answers are the same across the board. My answers are consistent. You know what I'm saying? You know? How do you deal with supremacy? You become superior. That's how you deal with supremacy. Any supremacy. You know what I'm saying? Make the choice, dedicate to that, and do that. Or I guess by choosing the other box, you're making the choice to accept the hierarchy. You know what I'm saying?
I recognize the downsides. For instance, one of the things where people worry a lot about is kind of AI deepfakes. But I know how hard the AI scientists, the engineers are working to try to deal with ways to show that it's a deepfake. So they're not unaware of the downsides. They don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
Well, we know a lot of that innovation comes through right here at Stanford. So thank you for making time for us. Appreciate it.
Great pleasure.
Yeah, this was interesting, man. This was actually pretty interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting, man. Very, very, very interesting. I'm curious to see how things will be moving forward. And like I said, I just wish that I could just be a fly on the wall and see it all play out. Because I got a good idea. I got a good idea how it's going to play out. I got a good idea how things is going to play out. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be the ending that people want. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's always a loser and there's always a winner. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes nobody wins. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Satoshi. All right. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Satoshi again. Got to hit Satoshi with the again. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate it. Again! Shout out to my man AW1. I definitely appreciate it. Got to show AW1 some love again also for the Cash App. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Again! And shout out to my man Black Free Thinker. Definitely appreciate it. So y'all know we got that goal, $1 million by 2028. So let's hit that goal early. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour. Got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on my knee, that's on Kiwi, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for what feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Hold up.